Oh, well, shalom, my friends. It it has been it's been a long time coming, y'all, and I will get to why I've been absent for so long, but thank you. Oh my gosh, I missed this is making me so happy. All these messages. I know I love you. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Hi. Y'all have been waiting so patiently. Words are so hard, and that's the true meaning of Christmas. I've been away, and I've missed you all. My life has just been crazy. Um, it's been really hard for people who are still, have been keeping up with me. Um, the back injury was really, really hard on me, and trying to do editing was really, really hard. So luckily, there's this awesome way I can still interact with everyone, and it's live, and I don't have to do as much editing, so it's easier on my back. Um, all the while, I am so exciting. Sam and Cooper are great. I'm sure Sam will come by in a little bit and say hi. I'm sure Cooper will too. Um, I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. Um, Feel free to throw your comments all over. I'll try and get to them. And I have a bunch of special guests coming in tonight, I guess. Excuse me, I burped. Excuse me. And I'm very excited. There's so much to talk about, and we are going to start, I think, right away. So, I'm going to start off with dun, 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 documentary theatre. So like I think that Summer of Soul is the front runner, but I have a very good feeling that it could possibly just miss, just like the other front runners that have from years past. So that's my guess to win. And then, just like in other years, if that gets taken away, then we go from there. So that's where I'm at. The other four that I have are Ascension, Flee, which could make history as getting to be animated, international, and documentary. That's never happened before, and that's really awesome. So then I have Procession and Rescue. Feel free to put all of your predictions in. I'll try and call some of them out. You think the Billie Eilish documentary is getting in Claw 135? Love it. Miss Deneglia's here. Math. Okay, wait. So who does anyone have anything to say about documentary? I have a bunch of guests to come and hang out. Does anyone want to say anything about the documentary? Should we just keep moving? Moving. Perfect. That's kind of where I'm at. Documentary is great and all, but I want to get to, other stuff. Okay. So is Drive My Car not Drive My Car, right? It's going to be Drive My Car unless something absolutely insane happens, which I don't see happening. Otherwise, I also have Flee, The Hand of God, Hero, The Worst Person in the World. I can also see compartment number 6 maybe getting in, but the main one I think is Drive My Car. Folks in my panel and video, anything to say, anything to comment? You can just like raise your hand and I'll just like, no. We're gonna fly through all these categories. Some people are predicting Drive My Car for, yep. Okay, I think we'll have some more people here. We have original song. And I assume it's No Time to Die because it's just been the front runner. Do I think it should win? Definitely not. It's a great song. Will it bring in numbers? I've talked about it with some people on this panel actually, but I believe that it is possible that we like having some of these songs performed could help drive in some people, but I don't know. If it were up to me, Encanto should be winning. Friends, anyone want to say anything about original song? I kind of just like want to pick someone out because we're just gonna keep like steamrolling then. All right, listen, David, I want to hear you. Can you introduce yourself, my friend? I know you might not want to talk about it, but it's just too bad. This is what you're here for, and I love you.
Max, firstly, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, original song. It's a fascinating category because there's so many big hitters, right? So many major names that, like you said, I think this original song category is important for the Oscars in the sense that it could pull in those numbers. In terms of my predictions, I've got No Time to Die at number one.
Mm-hmm.
Billie Eilish. I also have her getting in the documentary as well.
Someone else said that, yeah.
Yeah, so I have her having quite a big Oscars Sunday, and then Be Alive, King Richard, but Beyond the Shore from Coda um,
That
is
I've been listening to that all day.
it's just a brilliant song, and Coda's a brilliant movie, and I'd love to see that well. And Just Look Up from Don't Look Up as well. That's in my five. I'm not sure where you're at. I mean,
No,
you've
yeah.
got your five there.
I also wanted to point out, so the Critics' Choice are actually all five of them happen to be the ones that I'm calling, and in 2020 they were 4 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, 4 of 5, 4 of 5. So Critics' Choice is actually a really good uh, uh, predictor of it. So is HMMA. Last year they got 5. In 2019, 4 of 5, 4 of 5. So like it's a pretty good indicator of them. I like Critics' Choice in this category. Actually, I think it's really helpful. Golden Globes is hit or miss. Sometimes it has a 4, it's a 3. Sometimes it's even 2, like in 2018. But they did get Stars Born as the winner. So, I think that that's kind of where I'm at. But I think Billie Eilish is clearly the front runner, even though it's not my personal winner.
Yeah, I think she's. I mean, she would be the front runner, and it's the obvious safe sort of choice for the nomination. But it's a wild category, I mean, I wouldn't rule out. I mean, someone in the comments, someone in the chat
Yep.
there said about Beyonce being snubbed.
I will scream. I will scream. I will absolutely lose my head if Beyonce misses because of so many things.
Yeah, I think Joey wants to jump in here as well, Max.
That's what I was about to say. Joey, introduce yourself, my friend.
Hey, Flops.
That's
I
me.
am, yes, I am Joey Gentili. I am writer for In Session Film,
Yes, you are.
Academy Queens podcaster, and future winner of the Best Actor category. So, with all of that said, oh yes, it's a coming. Trust and believe. No,
I
with
know
all
it
that
is.
said, the thing that is really interesting to take away from this category too, which wasn't pointed out to me until last year, is remember last year came between Diane Warren with EOC and what was the Critics' Choice winner? The one from
Fight for Judas and the Black Messiah?
no, that
Sorry,
ended up
which.
winning. So Diane Warren's EOC won the Golden Globe. What won
Right.
Critics' Choice last year? It
Right.
was the one from
Oh,
the
One Night
Regina
in
King
Miami.
movie.
Speak Now.
Right. So normally those two are the ones to really pull it through. But what was pointed out to me last year is that Her had just won the Grammy for that same song. And that Grammy win goes back to, as from my knowledge, even up, A Star Is Born, all the way back to Adele. So Billie Eilish's song, I think, is the only one that's Grammy nominated out of these. So that's also huge to keep in mind.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Do I think she should win? Hell no. But there you go. That's also important to keep an eye on.
So today I actually, those are great points. Thank you. I re-listened to like the big ones that I have. The other ones are like, besides the ones that I have, Respect for Here I Am from Respect and Down to Joy from Belfast. And I listened to them all and I'm like, these are all great. I would have No Time to Die at maybe 5 or 6. Maybe. Bruno should have been nominated, even though I think they nominated the right song because I think it's the best storyteller. I think it furthers the plot the most. But that's me being picky because I'm also very biased about, I think a song that is nominated should be inside of the movie, not the credits. That's just like a picky thing that is weird, which is kind of pessimistic, hypocritical, because I think Down to Joy should be nominated, but it's the credit song, but it's just so good. And Amelia Jones sounds so good in it. Also, I would be so thrilled if she pulled a shocker. But those are great. Friends, thank you so much. I'm going to take you out. Okay. So our next category, going right into it, is score. And I don't at the moment see, oh, that's a terrible picture. You can barely see the image, but just trust me that there's a Timothy Chalamet in the background. Um, so, uh, is anyone here, even in the comments, feel free to say, who are you predicting will win? Because I think it's between Dune and Dog, right? But it's gonna be Dune, right? I'm not crazy, right? Dune is the clear winner. Like the stats for him are just oh, Matthew, would you like to talk? Can I join? I'm gonna put you in. While I finish my thought, we're gonna have another someone come in as soon as my video allows me. What's happening? Um, why am I freezing? Uh-oh. Let's try this again. Oh no, everyone. It's all happening. Oh god, hold on. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Stay with me, everyone. Oh my god, that was the worst moment of my life. Are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. Okay, so you were saying Power of the Dog, Johnny Greenwood, who has had one heck of a year, because Johnny should also be nominated for Spencer, in my opinion, because I think Spencer's absolutely the best score of the year. But HMMA has Don't Look Up, Dune is the year winners, along with Come On, Come On. Also, French Dispatch and Power of the Dog were nominated. Critics' Choice has Don't Look Up, Dune, Dog, Spencer, Nightmare Alley. The last winner was Soul, who won the Golden Globe. It won HMMA, it won SCL, it won Critics' Choice, and the winner before that, Joker, also won all four of those. So, Matthew, what would you like to say? Anything particular about this category?
Well, I didn't realize until just now that because I was just checking my Gold Derby predictions as you were getting me into the video, and I
Also, who are
realized
you?
I'm Matthew Sinclair. I'm a freelancer, and I'm a regular contributor at the Film Experience. And with that, I also write wherever I may roam. Yeah, so. Anyways, as I was just checking my Gold Derby predictions, I realized I do have Dune predicted to win Best Original Score, but I might change that to Power of the Dog based on the film's Best Picture frontrunner status and the fact that Johnny Greenwood is having a year with this and Spencer, and unlike Hans Zimmer, he's never won before. So,
do you think that anything could surprise? If so, what?
Win-wise? Not really. I mean, French Dispatch, I think, is probably going to make it because, well, that's law.
Right. The only thing it missed was Critics' Choice, but
Yeah.
let's see. In 2000, last year, only one missed from Critics' Choice. Year before, one. Year before, two. Year before, two. So Critics' Choice, again, they're pretty reliable when it comes to song.
Yeah. As for my predictions right now, I would say Dune, Power of the Dog, French Dispatch, and Encanto, and Parallel Mothers. Because of the Globe nomination.
Got it. Very good. Joseph, Elizabeth, Cherub,
Yes.
Baby Boy, Lady Macbeth. What you messaged me for something, and what was that film?
So I totally am not expecting it. However, it getting shortlisted was really cool, and I would love a Candyman surprise and score. Not
Can
only
you
because I
imagine?
think, yeah, not only is the score the most memorable thing about that movie, but like horror in general doesn't get the love it should from the Academy, especially certain genre horror. Like you need more of like a thriller suspense to get nominated, and for a slasher film to straight up be nominated, period, would be really cool. Do I expect it? No.
Yes.
Would it be cool? Yes.
Totally fair.
Mhm.
Excellent points. But I do think that your main two are Power of the Dog and Dune, but I think Hans Zimmer is gonna win, and I think this is the start of the Dune dominance. I want to see a couple. Let's see what some other people are saying. What are you predicting? Let's see. Dune, 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 Dune. Oh my God, Dune, 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 Encanto, Spencer. Wow, these are a lot of comments flying in. My Jesus Moses. Oh my gosh, someone said Sabatico. You said if The Green Knight gets nominated, which by the way should get upwards of like 97 nominations during the Oscars because it's kind of a perfect film. And also I would have it in my personal 5 for score because that movie is all near flawless. And also Dev Patel should also be nominated. Okay. We are going on to the next award, which is the Dune Award, aka Visual Effects. I don't know a single person, and again, if my gallery of friends has anything different, you let me know, who isn't choosing Dune. You are a much bolder individual than I. Let me know in the comments if you are thinking anything. Liam Carmody said, Dune will dominate technicals. I absolutely agree with you. So that is very exciting. I had a new person come on. Excuse me, sir. Do you want to join us for this visual effects? Do you have anything to say? Sure, why not? All right, here we go. You all might know this person. I don't. Hopefully this works. What's up? Hello, hello. Are you there? Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. Do you have your mute on, maybe? Hold on a minute. Everyone's waiting with bated breath.
Does it work now?
This is the greatest thing you've ever done, which is being able to hear you. What's up, my friend?
Oh, it does work.
Introduce yourself really quick.
I am Cole, aka the Oscar expert.
That's right.
I should have flipped that around. Really, I'm the Oscar expert. Sometimes when
You
it's
don't have a
Cole.
real name. It's the middle name Oscar, last name Expert, the third.
Just wait until I change my driver's license.
Oh
That
my
would be
God, I want a picture. If
true
not,
Oscar
I'll Photoshop
expert.
it for you. Do you have anything to say about visual effects? I'll bring you in for some other stuff, but do you have anything that's not Dune, or do you have anything that could surprise in here?
Is what's on the bottom your predictions?
Those are my predictions, but they are open to change. My big one that I'm like thinking about changing is Ghostbusters, but I think that's the one, like the one and only Ivan one that's going to sneak in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I have everything you do except for I'd have Shang-Chi instead of Spider-Man.
Okay, so that's
because
my 6. That's my 6.
oh my goodness, hello. Yeah, it's tough because it's like I think a Marvel movie is going to get in. I just don't know. I just don't know which one.
Exactly.
But
Someone
I went
said,
with
"Good
Shang-Chi
evening.
because
It is the Oscar expert and brother bro."
Let's just check in emotionally with how we're feeling about the Oscar nominations tomorrow.
So, like, also full disclosure, I work at that time, so I'm thinking about either literally leaving my phone at home and recording a reaction video, or just saying, I'm just gonna watch it at school and then I'll just like tweet things. That's a baby.
She's 19, so nope.
Oh my God, is her name Glenn Close?
Yep, this is Glenn, everybody.
I know she's on for 20th nomination, hopefully.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for that win. So the one you have is Shang-Chi instead of Spider-Man, but you also have Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I feel like, yeah. It was like when I saw it on the short list, I was like, this is like the weird thing that could happen. And then it came out of BAFTA and I was like, okay, what is happening here?
That's where I was at.
I mean, I don't know. Free Guy could also do, it's weird. I feel like this category, I could be very wrong.
Yeah. My only worry, the reason Spider-Man didn't get in is because they didn't add it to the platform, to the BAFTA platform.
Right. Yeah.
So that's my thinking. I'm like, it would have gotten in and Shang-Chi didn't. Free Guy got in. So that's where I'm like, it's like with the WGA. I think it was Power of the Dog wasn't eligible. I think that was WGA. Was that right?
Wasn't eligible for what?
Wasn't?
Oh yeah, right. Yep.
So that's kind of like obviously would have gotten a nomination. I'm kind of thinking that was Spider-Man.
I don't know because like the fact that they didn't even nominate Shang-Chi, I'm like, maybe they just weren't feeling Marvel. Because I mean,
it got
like,
it got visual effects and Critics' Choice.
if we look at Spider-Man on the merits of its visual effects alone, like the Doctor Strange sequence is cool. Everything
It's
else
so
was
good.
like, I don't know. I don't know if you agree or not, but like I thought everything else was like, all right, like on par, I guess, with what we expect from Marvel, but
Sure.
nothing like above and beyond. Whereas Shang-Chi, I thought had like some things I was like, okay, like it was a little messy, but then other parts I was kind of impressed with it. And Shang-Chi has more nominations, like generally, if we want to go off that. Sort of hard to tell, but this category could throw everybody for a loop. I mean, Love and Monsters last year, like,
Yeah, what?
my God.
Although I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. I just want to give a shout out to Black Toad who donated $5. That was very kind. And they said, I think Godzilla vs. Kong should be considered. It just feels like something the Academy would do. I also agree with that. I think that that is a very, very good possibility that they'd be like, oh yeah, this could happen. Why not? So
yeah, I could be
we shall see.
making a big mistake leaving that off.
Yeah, there's gonna be like 5 or 6 that were like, Academy, of course you did that. And I could definitely see it being in this category specifically because last year we had Tenet, Midnight Sky, Mulan all made sense, but then you had 11 Monsters and the one and only Ivan, and you're like, I know nothing about anything. So we'll see.
I did guess that was a BAFTA thing too.
Did you? Yeah, that's true. It got it did get BAFTA. 11 Monsters got none of them. So that's true. I definitely did not have one and only Ivan. I think I had something else that I can't think of. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go on to the next category. Oscar expert / Cole, if whatever your name is. Feel free to stick around. I'll bring you on more. Okie dokie. The next category is sound. Just sound. And again, I think I'm going to change my picture, even though you can't see it, but I'm going to change it because okay. Does anyone in the chat or does anyone in this gallery have something that isn't Dune winning? Because I would be quite shocked to see it not win this. I heard Matthew say no. Obviously, feel free to put it in the chat. And just for some general, let's see, some stats. So last year, Sound of Metal was nominated for BAFTA, CAS, and MPSC. The year before that, it was sound mixing and sound editing, so it's kind of very confusing. But every single nominee, except for Mank, was nominated in all 3 categories, except Mank wasn't nominated BAFTA. I don't remember if there was it wasn't eligible, but that was the only thing that missed. So they were pretty spot on. And this year, the BAFTA nominees were Dune, Last Night in Soho, No Time to Die, West Side, A Quiet Place, which I think is definitely possible because last time. Also, all of the people in my gallery are saying definitely not going to happen. CAS this year, Dune, No Time to Die, Dog, West Side, Spider-Man, which is probably the only one that I can see besides Quiet Place sneaking in. And then MPSC, Dune, Soho, No Time to Die, Power of the Dog, West Side, Quiet Place, a few others. I definitely think Matrix could maybe sneak in, maybe another Marvel movie. But Dune is getting this win, as it will for probably a lot of categories. So we shall see. Makeup and hairstyling. Let's just get this hilarious picture of... do we think? I have Dune winning, obviously, because it's Dune. Cruella, Tammy Faye, Gucci, Nightmare Alley. Feel free to put something in there. Also, some people are saying Quiet Place instead of Soho. Bye-bye. Why are you leaving? Okay. Ooh, Matthew says, I have all of them except Nightmare Alley. Nightmare Alley. What, Matthew, if I might bring you on again, what do you have instead of Nightmare Alley? And Joey, I'll bring you on too.
Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Number
I have
two.
to admit something. I didn't put it in because of spite. I cannot get the words Academy Award winning film Suicide Squad out of my mouth hole. It just hurts me to say it. And I
Fair.
really enjoyed the film, but how did that win? I even over Star Trek. How did it beat Star Trek, for God's sake?
The only thing I think of is like, this is, Harley Quinn is iconic with the comics, and this was the first time we really saw her come to life. So I feel like the merit alone came from bringing that iconic character. I mean, think about the hottest costume of like the last 5, 6, 7 years since that movie came out. Harley Quinn. So it's like,
Facts.
I could see that just being pushed through. But no, I could definitely see a world where the Suicide Squad gets in. I think it's a terrible movie, but I could see it getting another one.
I think it's better than the last one.
I disagree. I think the first one is so much better. Here's the thing.
No.
Don't give me that look.
No.
We all know that Suicide Squad is a mess, but it is a fun popcorn movie. Don't take it seriously.
Oh,
You
I
have fun
agree.
with it, and it's amazing. The second one, this one that came out last year, that was trash.
I enjoyed it.
I
Also, a lot of people
I
are
love
saying
that.
coming.
I love that for you.
A lot of people are saying Coming to America, which I think actually should get in, but I doubt enough voters are going to vote for it. It should be getting in, but I just don't think it's going to happen. But I would love to see that. It got BAFTA, or no, sorry, it got makeup and hairstyling, but I don't know. The ones that have the resume right now are Cruella, Dune, Tammy Faye, House of Gucci, all have BAFTA, makeup and hairstyling, and Critics' Choice. And then Nightmare Alley has one, which is Critics' Choice. Matthew, anything? Joey, thank you for your contribution.
I'm good for now.
Nothing?
I'm good for now, thank you.
All right. Moving right along. We are gonna go to the ever important, the ever, forever and ever, film editing. Here's a picture of a giant. That is. Okay. Site. Film editing. Obviously, this one is like, the most important most important award because what is it? One, I can really quickly count. One. Stand by. I'm almost there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times in the history of the Academy Awards has the eventual winner not at least been nominated for this category. So, as I will always say, if I were you, I would put your 2 or 3 frontrunners in here just because it's just like the healthy and kosher thing to do. And the films that have the best resume right now, Belfast has all 3, Ace, Eddie, BAFTA, Critics' Choice. And there's other guilds or maybe some other things, but these are like the big 3 that I think are like the most important. I see people are also posting, so stand by. Dune also has all 3. Licorice Pizza has all 3. Those are the only 3 that have all 3. So those are my, like, no matter what, those are getting in. Coming in is The Power of the Dog, which I can actually see missing this category. I know it's probably winning Best Picture, but I can see it missing. Then West Side Story, which just has Critics' Choice, which is a shame among shames. That's my 5th. I can also see No Time to Die. Summer of Soul should be winning this award, by the way. I love Tick Tick Boom in this. I can see King Richard. I think the editing's really great in there. I just have a new friend enter. And I love this person. Do you want to talk a little bit? Oh, God, I love you. This is, actually introduce yourself.
Hi, it's Ryan McQuaid. of Awards Watch and In Session Film. Hi, Max.
Hi, Ryan. How are you? Beautiful person.
I love you, buddy. It's good to see you.
Hey, you need to set your fantasy lineup.
I know I'm terrible at it. You know what? It's because when we started doing the fantasy basketball, I was doing fantasy football, and I was like right in the middle of like the intense playoffs.
Yeah,
And
I'm
now
hearing
it's-
excuses.
Yeah, it's an excuse.
Yeah.
Sorry. But
Anyway.
I love film editing. Who doesn't love film editing, right?
Talk to me. Talk to me, baby.
I agree with 4 out of your 5 here.
Can I get wait, let me guess which one
Okay.
that you're gonna take away. I feel like you would take away Licorice Pizza.
No, why would I take away Licorice Pizza?
I don't know, I'm just guessing. Okay, then Power of the Dog.
No.
Okay, Belfast.
No.
If you take out West Side Story, I'm gonna slap you.
You're gonna have to slap me because I think it's gonna be West Side Story. Yeah. I think
Oh.
that Don't Look Up is the one to keep in because of the fact that Hank Corwin that Hank Corwin style of chaotic editing is what this Academy has chosen violence for in the past.
That's fair.
I think that West Side Story is doomed to underperform, and it missed BAFTA and Eddie, West Side Story.
Which I will never
and
understand.
I think that Licorice Pizza, when it got BAFTA, it was clearly a sign of like, okay, that's a good move for it in the right direction. I know everyone's sort of scared about Power of the Dog. I heard you say that as well. But I think that movie is going to perform very, very well. I think it's going to
Oh, it definitely is.
It's going to tussle with Dune for the most nominations come Oscar morning. I really honestly think that, because for Power of the Dog, you have to, if you're going to predict it, I think in editing, or you don't have to, but this is what a lot of people think is that editing and sound go together. And the sound branch does have at least one film in there that is the prestigious Oscar piece. And actually this year it could be 2. It could be Belfast and the Power of the Dog. They've been, over the last couple weeks, the Power of the Dog team, they have been highlighting, showing social media posts, doing things about the sound of the film. That's not by mistake. That is to prepare us for that nomination that I think is going to come.
And what's even more to the point, both Vice and Big Short were nominated. Vice was nominated.
Big Shirt too. Big Shirt was a great movie. Yeah, it was a very big.
I don't normally talk bad about movies because I don't like to do that. And
what, The Big Short's a good movie.
Cannot stand that movie, which I will get into in a private chat later. But it did. I mean, it won Ace Eddie, and it was nominated for Critics' Choice.
I like some of these comments here. They said, Black Tot said that I know my shit. And
you do know your shit.
Ryan knows. And I was like, okay, cool. Now I can be a part of this.
I think, why do you think I have you on? It's so to make you look smart and so that I look dumb.
Well, it's also my good looks. But
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but like you're a very handsome individual.
Thank you, and so are you, my friend.
No, I know
the sexual chemistry is going right now. I was
it's intense.
I know you had Joey here earlier, and I was like, "Ooh, the show's going down a little bit." And the
Joey
numbers
is looking just wonderful. He's blowing us a kiss in the background.
But I think the one film that is the safest is Dune. I mean, obviously that's not a surprise, but the other ones could be vulnerable. I mean, Belfast could be vulnerable as well. Yes, I think that Dune, West Side Story, they have the chance right now to be the films that a lot of people are predicting to underperform. And the reason why that is the case is because we've seen the evidence. We've seen the surge of Power of the Dog being very, very much the industry's film this year. It's played extremely well, just like Dune. Dune's been an across-the-board contender. Licorice Pizza is having a surge at the right time.
As it should.
Don't Look Up has done well. It did very well for itself, I think, at BAFTA because it played really well on the short list. I think that those are the movies to look out for in terms of the big nominations. I mean, I'm sure when we all get to director later, we'll talk about it. But like there are surprises abound once you start getting in the bigger categories. But here, this will be a sign, I think, of weakness for either Belfast or West Side Story. I think that this will also be a sign of strength for Power of the Dog. Right now, I have that. No spoiler alert. I have Power of the Dog winning Best Picture. I just don't see a world right now, unless the momentum shifts and we have like 60 days until the Oscars. It is an insane amount of time left in this race for narrative, for pieces, slam pieces, and also just for the fact that people could forget about some of these movies too. So yeah, that's how I see it. But I think also your 5 could happen. I mean, that's
no, and I think there is like a definite 4, and West Side, truth be told, is my 5th. So that is the one that I think is vulnerable. The 3 that I have, like, no matter what, are getting in are Belfast, Dune, Licorice Pizza. I also 98% positive that Power of the Dog will get in, but West Side is definitely the vulnerable one. I can also see them just pulling something absolutely random and like, listen, if they gave Summer of Soul this nomination, that would like make my Oscars next to Mitchell's the Machines or Mask getting nominated for 97 Oscars. But Summer of Soul, like I think I said this earlier, I don't know if you heard it, but Summer of Soul should be winning this award.
For this category, yeah. I like Dune's editing. I like Licorice Pizza's editing. I mean, Power of the Dog, it is a slow burn film, but its editing it's really purposeful. It's really well done. Summer of Soul, well, documentaries in general should get more love in this category to begin with. Hell, I think something like the Green Knight's editing should be in here as well. Like that movie should be an across the board contender. Max,
I would have that I would give that double digit nominations. Just make that clear. I want to try. Does anyone else from the panel want to say anything about film editing? All good. If not, someone said Drive My Car should be there. We will talk more about Drive My Car, I'm sure, once we get to the director. All right.
God, that movie though, if that could get editing, that would be one of the biggest shocks in the morning.
That'd be huge.
It also would show a sign for what I think we'll all talk about later in other categories. But my God, if that movie got nominated for editing, that would be such an inspired choice. Because that movie is 3 hours long, but yet it has to move at this pace. Oh yeah, French Dispatch. Someone said that in the chat. Yeah, French Dispatch is impeccably edited. That movie has like 700 things going on. It has 700 things going on, and it all flows under 2 hours. Like that movie is a marvel at what it's able to do. Like Wes Anderson.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. Ryan, as always, thank you. Feel free to please stick around.
I will stay.
Perfect. All right. I didn't mean to like shut you up early, but it's because I love you. All right. Costume design. And honestly, as long as Cruella, I don't know, wins, I'll be happy. Thank you, Joey. I definitely wasn't here, so stand by. Here we go. I'm going to try that again. Cruella looks just absolutely marvelous and perfect. And I really like what Jenny Beavan did. I think it's absolutely stunning. I also think Cyrano could definitely have a shot at this. I mean, it has CDG and it has BAFTA. It missed Critics' Choice. West Side Story, I would say, replaced it. But I think it's great. I think the rollout for the oh, someone's funny. Okay. The rollout has been very strange for Cyrano. Dune is getting in. Nightmare Alley seems to be like it's getting in. The only 3 that have both to have CDG, BAFTA, and Critics' Choice: Cruella, Dune, and Nightmare Alley. Cyrano and House of Gucci both have 2. The only other one that has 2, to my knowledge, is West Side Story. And the 3 that I'm talking about are, again, Costume Design Guild, BAFTA, and Critics' Choice. And I think it's right now a battle between Dune and Cruella. Anyone from the gallery care to say anything? We'll keep moving then. Obviously, please continue to say your predictions. I see someone says Cruella. That's what I'm praying for. And don't get me wrong, I love Dune. But I mean, the Cruella's costumes are just like, I mean, they are just perfect. Okay. Production Design. I'm so sick of saying Dune, but Dune's getting 117 nominations along with, not along with, but I also have Cruella, French Dispatch. I mean, the design on that film is, there's just so much of it. Yes, Matthew St. Clair in our chat says it feels like Mad Max Fury Road 2.0, which I I agree with. And I'm not done with Dune, Ryan. And I love Dune. I'm sick of saying it. So let's see. Production design. So there are 4 out of these 5 have ADG, SDSA, BAFTA, and Critics' Choice. And those are Dune, French Dispatch, Nightmare Alley, West Side Story. The one that I'm hoping that I think is my 5th slot, which is Cruella. I think that is the vulnerable one. I can see something like Cyrano, Macbeth, which that should be getting at least 10 nominations also. I have a feeling people are probably going to have a similar 4, but if you have a different 5 or whatever, let me know who wants to butt in and chat a little bit about the production design. Who should I bully? That's a terrible word. I don't want to bully anyone. Ew, I can't believe I said that. All right. Does no one want to talk about production design? Okay. All right. No, it is not. Okay. People will want to talk about this one because how could you not want to? I am not mean. Don't say that just because I'm Jewish. Okay. Here is the thing. Cinematography. Again, Dune. But I also think we have Belfast, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, Tragedy of Macbeth. I feel like this is a very, very good 5. Again, West Side Story should be getting in. What would I take out? Probably Nightmare Alley. Anyway, actually, I would take out Belfast. No offense to Belfast. But that's a personal choice. Dune, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog have ASC, BAFTA, and Critics' Choice. Belfast has ASC and Critics' Choice. Macbeth has ASC and BAFTA. West Side only has Critics' Choice. Matthew has the same 5. I see Power of the Dog is going to win. I'd prefer Dune to win. Dune or a surprising Macbeth. Anyone in the gallery want to chat about cinematography? Yes, David, come back.
Lovely to be back, Max. Yeah, I mean,
I've missed you.
I missed you too dearly. I mean, I don't think it will happen, but the Tragedy of Macbeth really should sweep this category. Like,
I 100% agree with you.
This shouldn't be a competition.
We talked about this on your podcast, I think.
We did. We spoke about this on the podcast. In terms of my nominations, I have The Tragedy of Macbeth, Dune, Dog, Belfast, and West Side Story. And
you got West Side in.
Yeah, I got West Side in. Although we may get onto this later. I'm going to make you upset, Max. I'm worried for West Side Story in a number of categories. I just have this feeling, and I know Mr. Neglia as well was talking about it missing Best Picture. We won't get onto that now. But in terms of this category, the cinematography in Tragedy Macbeth, as you said on the podcast, if you literally...
Which everyone should subscribe to his podcast, by the way. It's wonderful.
Thank you. The podcast is called Is It Worth It? We're on iTunes and Spotify, etc. But if you were to pause the Tragedy of Macbeth at any point in that film, the still images are absolutely stunning. It is worth it. The cinematography is worth it. Belfast, I've got it in my 5, but I think it's just a safe pick because it's one of the front runners for Best Picture, so it's going to have some coattails. So that's why I throw Belfast in there, and Dune as well, because it's like we've said, it's a nominations juggernaut. 10, 11 nominations for Dune. How many wins it goes home with, we'll have to wait and see.
Definitely. Joseph, Elizabeth, you were saying something, except Ryan was just being insane in this chat. What were you saying about cinematography?
No, I mean, it definitely feels like, I mean, listen, after last year with Mank pulling this off and no one, like, you know, we're just still shaking our head at that.
I mean, we saw it. We should have seen it coming. It won ASC.
Yeah. I mean, this definitely. Listen, I don't even like Shakespeare. I probably did 11 minutes of this new movie, and I was like, I'm done with it. But the one thing I would totally seriously, I hate Shakespeare, dudes.
I feel you.
A flop.
It's hard.
No.
It's tough.
Yeah. No, just kidding on the flop part, clearly. But no, that is beautiful. So it wouldn't surprise me if just looking at a still that people are like, you know.
Also, people are currently obsessed with black and white.
Yeah, that's the thing. You put any movie in black and white and people just go nuts for it.
Which is just insane to me. Like, but at the same time, it really does add a lot. Like, it just does. But I don't know. Right now, I have 2 films in black and white getting in. I don't know, going through the recent nominees, I don't know the last time that's happened. If someone wants to... Oh, I guess Roma and Cold War in 2018. Right? I think that was the most recent.
Cold War. What a film.
Cold War was the best film internationally for me.
Cold War was the best black and white international film of 2018.
By a lot.
By a lot.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Roma's very pretty. Don't get me wrong. It was fine. We got someone said, talking about Mank. Someone said, Thomas said, I would love to see Eternals get nominated here, but I know it won't. Yeah, that would be pretty shocking. I would actually be pretty shocked to see Eternals get a single nomination. Not that I didn't love it. It doesn't feel like it, which is fine.
It does make me wonder if there is any afterglow from Chloe Zhao last year. Like someone mentioned, if one of the Marvel movies gets in, I'm almost wondering if it's Eternals. What category were we talking about when that was said?
This one, cinematography. What?
No, there was one earlier that I think you said if any Marvel movie gets in.
Oh, visual effects.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me because the Chloe Zhao love. I mean,
I guess
afterglow is a very big thing with the Academy.
Sure, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on along. What in the y'all? I need to I'm not going to. Don't worry, everyone in the chat. I need to screenshot this and just put this absolute garbage that people are saying in the chat. I'm gonna post it and make millions. All right, my favorite category, which I am always happy to talk about with anyone, is animated feature. And I swear to God, if Mitchell's versus the Machines doesn't get this nomination, I actually will be. I don't really get pissed off at things when it comes to this. I'll be pissed off if Mitchell's versus Machines misses animated feature because it's the best animated feature by galaxies. And I love Encanto, and I've seen it 3 times. So I definitely have Mitchell's versus the Machines, and I actually, until proven otherwise, I'm just gonna have it winning Best Picture and become the first animated feature to not get even nominated for the Golden Globes. Someone called this the Cartoon Award, which is very good. Would love. Oh, someone's holding out for Belle Gilberto. I'm really aggressively bad at names, so forgive my garbage name pronunciation. Then I also have Encanto, Flea, Luca, and Raya and the Last Dragon. Did anyone from my gallery have something? Ryan, do you have something to say? Come on in. The water's just about fine.
So, I have.
If you wait, before you say anything, is this about Mitchell's versus Machines? Bye.
I don't have Mitchell's versus Machines getting in
Because of the Globe?
because of the general feeling I've had towards that. It came out such a long time ago.
Wait, but is it a feeling or is it because like what it's missed? Because the only thing it's missed is the Globe. It has PGA, BAFTA, Critics' Choice, Ace
Yes.
Eddie, Annie, ADG, HMMA, VES. It has everything except Globe.
I think that it will not get in.
I'm gonna slap you virtually.
I think that Disney won't get 3 films in. That's a little bit too far of a stretch. I think
which one would you have missing? Because the one I would have missing is Raya.
Raya and the Last Dragon is the one I have out.
That's my fifth.
Then I have Flea in there along with Encanto and Luca.
Do you have Sing 2?
Well, I'm getting to that. I have Belle getting in because I think that
I love that.
That movie is breathtakingly beautiful and that feels so much like them. And yes, sometimes, Max, you have to predict a little bit against your heart with the worst case scenario.
I just don't do that. I vote with my heart, baby.
And yet that's why you get it broken a lot.
That's okay. I can take it.
I know, but I don't want to see that for you or for anybody else.
You're too good to me.
I do think that the surge of late for Sing 2, because it's has risen and it's done really well for itself. I would not be shocked if that song that U2 and did got into original song. I wouldn't be surprised at all, just because
that would be. Yeah.
I'm not predicting it happening, but
but that could be like the one random thing that comes in.
Exactly, and it carries with it. And then we have 2 animated films get in with 2 songs as well, because I do think Encanto will get original song along with this category. But I don't know, it's just something. Sony's this animation. I know it's Netflix that runs this now, but it was also Sony property too. That animation, it has been hit or miss with the Academy. So for the most part. And beyond Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the movies that have come from that kind of animation style in part has underperformed at the Oscars in the past.
But the movies haven't been as good as this one is.
Well,
I agree with you.
I would say that Lego Movie is better than this movie, but
that was a technicality.
But that was a technicality, and we all because
that should have won that year.
Well, I think Lego Batman movie is better than this because that movie's hysterical. Yeah.
It's brilliant, but I don't even remember what was the same year as the Lego movie, because if it was Coco, then never mind, because Coco is.
I don't remember what. No.
If anyone,
it was something. It was something else.
No.
It was something. It was something bad. I know it was something bad that. Joey's like give like a win. They don't have a movie this year. They
Justice for Paranorman.
Exactly.
Good movie.
Oh, Paranorman's so good. But yeah, no. I don't have a strong feeling about Mitchell. And this is also spoiler alert. This is where I only have Flea.
Oh, so you have it missing international and doc?
Yes. Because I think this is the easiest category for it to get in, as opposed to the other.
I think people are rooting for it.
I think people are, but I think those other categories are extremely strong and also fickle voting bodies. Like documentaries, voting body is so fickle, and they could just go.
You never know what the hell is going to happen with documentaries.
I never know what they're going to do. So, like predicting that they're going to go with favorites is. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. You know
right? Because recent past tells us. It's never the favorite.
Even if you're like the second favorite, because like I would say that Summer of Souls on a lot, and Flea is number 2, if not number 1. It's kind of gone back and forth for the most part.
I agree.
Both of those films, it just feels like the big middle fingers from both hands are coming from the Academy, and they're gonna just do like Attica and Phi Dai and all. They're gonna do all the they're gonna do all the random ones that none of us have seen, and then they'll do the rescue. You know what I mean? Which is, and then the rescue will win. So
documentary is impossible.
And then international, which you'll talk about. I mean, that's a bloodbath. That is a bloodbath. So, and that's like I actually think it's like in the 4th or 5th spot there. So it is vulnerable in that category. And I
think people are gonna go for Flea. I want to see it make history. I think that'd be really fun.
But this category is done. Like it's over. Like. Go Oscar night. It's done already. We can just move on.
You think
like
it's Encanto?
Encanto's been winning this thing the whole time, and I know people have been like, like sort of like, oh, well, maybe it's going to be Luca, or maybe it would be Mitchell's, and or maybe it is Flea. And I sat there, and I think that was before I said all this before the soundtrack went freaking global to the point in which like
we don't talk about Bruno officially.
Wait, what are you
the
doing?
#1 song ever.
What are you doing? What are you doing
for Disney?
You can't talk about it.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about it, but you're talking about it.
That was my bad.
You can't do that. Come
You're right.
on.
I'm sorry.
Max. But Surface Pressure 2 is climbing up the charts.
Oh, it's so good.
And yeah.
Yeah. I know Mitchell's might not win. I will be very sad if it misses because it should be in. But I understand where you're coming from. I appreciate it.
If it's in, I would love it because I do love the film too. It wasn't my favorite animated film of the year. That would be Luca. I think Luca's so good and just so pure and simple Pixar. It's nice to have like simple Pixar because like I think sometimes like when they do Soul, their heads up their butts. But like because Soul was not a good movie. And but Luca's like more my jam. Like I love Luca, and that ending. If you're not crying by the end of Luca, there's something wrong with you.
All right, I have to take you off because you talked bad about Soul. Also, shout out. Can I do this? Oh, that's fun. That's my wife. She's on. Hi, wife. Hi, Sam. Love you. And she loves Bruno a lot, but we don't talk about Bruno because that would be insane. Okay. This next category is over for the most part. I don't think there's a single possibility that my wife, yes, thank you, Ryan, that Power of the Dog doesn't win this. Let's just see this. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Power of the Dog is losing. I got Coda, Dune, Lost Daughter, and West Side. The only one that I can see sneaking in is listen, if Drive My Car shows up, like it's definitely possible. We're getting to the big categories. So friends who want to chime in, please just like either type it or should I just like call on people? Okay. So who hasn't been on in a while? All right. How about Mr. Oscar Expert the 13th? You down? Why not? Every time I call on you, you're like, eh. What do you have to tell me? What do you have to tell me about Adapted?
Well, look, I mean, you've got. I mean, there's some no-brainers here. Like Dune's getting in, Coda's getting in, Power of the Dog's getting in. I mean, some people don't think Dune's a lock, but like it is a lock. We know this deep down.
The only reason is probably for Globe, but it's getting in.
Yeah. And The Lost Daughter is snubbable, but it's a good bet. It's a good bet. West Side Story. What do you think? Because I saw that you didn't have it in costumes. I don't even know if you acknowledge that. West Side Story, right?
For costumes, I do not have West Side Story. It's my 6.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it gets in because it should maybe be winning it.
Yeah, and so is this like, what did the BAFTAs do for your predictions on West Side Story in general? Like, did you take it out of some categories because of the underperformance? Because you still had it in editing, and I saw that.
I just still believe in Steven Spielberg is the truth, and I know that those stats are like not exactly in my favor. But like, if you look at,
they might be.
Yeah, I mean, look, The White Tiger from last year, Borat, One Night in Miami. Not all of them like really make sense as far as like your stats go. So like, West Side, it has WGA, it has Critic Choice. I have seen nominees get in with less than that. So
yeah,
and it's Steven Spielberg and it's West Side Story, and I think it's a major hitter. I freaking hope so for Best Picture. So I have it in. I also could see maybe Tick Tick Boom getting in. Go on.
I'm curious. I mean, Tick Tick Boom has really failed to like do much outside of picture and actor. I don't like that people are underestimating it in picture, but different story. Like, I mean, I have Drive My Car because I have a hunch that I mean, I'm just predicting the friggin' BAFTA 10 for all the screenplay slots, which is like maybe unwise, but I mean, Drive My Car, like a movie like that might do well at the Oscars. Like, I mean, last year,
I mean,
another
BAFTA
round of
only got
screenplay
3
didn't
last
get.
year.
Yeah, no, last year was really weird in both the screenplay categories at BAFTA, but
I guess that's
generally
fair. Like
they're a little better.
last year's BAFTAs were crazy. That's fair. The year before they got 5 of 5. Year before that, 4 of 5. Year
I mean,
before that,
I just
2
wonder,
of 5.
does Drive My Car have more like passion votes than West Side Story here?
I
And
just
so
don't
I'm
think
also kind of
so.
going off of like, because I have literally no clue if enough people are going to watch Drive My Car or if it just seems like people are watching it because
That's exactly where I'm
didn't
at.
actually get like a real campaign. Like it's just like we hope that they've heard enough about its awards buzz that they choose to watch it.
And I was talking to David on his podcast about we were comparing like Parasite and Drive My Car just because they're both international, and I said like yes, you can compare them, but Parasite had 97 nominations going into it. Drive My Car doesn't have that. It has some.
Parasite had
but
a real like the studio was trying to do something with it. Like the studio didn't do any of this with Drive My Car. Like
and
it's
that's the
just
reason I don't have it
critics.
in for anything besides
Which,
international, just
yeah,
because I don't see
that's
any.
fair. Oh, no director. Okay. I mean, yeah, I like it could be a flop, but I think that the fact that the BAFTA did it, it's like that was the sign I needed because they are usually the ones who are more likely than Globes or the guilds to embrace, and even the Critics' Choice to embrace international contenders. And it's securing every one of the categories it was longlisted for was enough for me to say director at minimum, and I'm predicting 4 nominations total for it. But at the expense of West Side Story in this category, which it's risky a little bit.
No, it's a good call. I can see Drive My Car getting right around what you said, 4 nominations. I can also just see it getting the 1 because the one that like we all know it's gonna get is international unless. I mean, I don't know how that would be possible of it missing. I don't think anyone in their right mind has it missing.
I really think. I mean, we're not talking about director, but I really think that it's getting director.
I'll bring you back on for director because I have obviously lots of thoughts on that. All right.
Cool.
So let's see. Okay. Original screenplay. This is more interesting to me because it's not decided, I guess. Let's pull up a picture of this licorice Twizzlers. I have Being My Ricardo. I got Licorice Pizza, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Belfast. Those are my 5. I'm really looking, and I don't think I can think of a single one that would have it different. I know Matthew said same 5. Joey made a brilliant choice, and I'm going to bring you in just for a second. Matthew, you're welcome to join if you want. You give me a thumbs up or a thumbs
making
down.
A brilliant choice? What?
No, you're so brilliant. You said something just wonderful about the best movie of the year, in my opinion, and I just want you to really quickly just talk about that because it should be winning this award.
Well, it also should be getting across the board nominations, and that's Mass. Mass absolutely should be here. In a perfect world, I think I would take out Richard or Ricardo's, and I would put Mass in.
100%.
Hell, I would even take out Belfast.
I would take out all of them to have Belfast 5 times, or to have Mass 5 times.
Yep, Mass should be here.
I agree. Matthew?
Well, if I may vouch for one screenplay that should be in this category, it's easily The Worst Person in the World, which is my personal winner.
But do you think it could... Okay, so like I have that at like 7 or 8. Do you think it's actually realistic, or was it just like a personal preference? Obviously, anything's realistic, but do you think that it could happen?
Yeah, because when going through social media, I've seen posts from people within the industry who are just praising this movie. Just absolutely praising this movie. So if it has enough passion votes, then yeah, sure.
Totally.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, so those are Wonderful points. So WGA, it has, sorry, Licorice Pizza, Don't Look Up, Being the Ricardos are the only ones who have across the board. WGA, Golden Globe, BAFTA, Critics' Choice. Belfast didn't get WGA because it wasn't eligible, and King Richard missed Golden Globes. But I'm curious, does anyone have anything that they actually think they would substitute with? Whether you can say it on this chat, or you can just also type it in. I'm seeing worst person, nothing lived up to Social Network. Well, that's yeah. Licorice Pizza could be this year's promising young woman. That's interesting. Yas, worst person in the world. The winner will be the Ricardos. The Academy loves anything about Hollywood. You're not wrong there. Let's see. French Dispatch. So that's my 6. French Dispatch is my 6. I just don't think it has anything besides, I mean, it doesn't have anything besides WGA. Could it get in? Sure. I don't think it will. Someone said Last Night in Soho. I would be absolutely shocked. That would be a fascinating choice. All right. It's time. Let's get to the acting. Yep, I can see people in the, yeah, Joey's getting really excited. All right, here we go. Actor in a supporting role. So let's just put up a picture of, let's see. Where is he? Where is your winner? There he is. There. Okay. Cody is obviously the front runner by like a lot, because Cody's won everything. Also, Cody and Troy, who I would have winning, by the way, out of these, I would either have Troy or Mike Feist winning. I would be fine with either of them. I think Mike Feist absolutely should get in, and he would probably be my 1 or 2. I think Hines. Okay, wait. I'm gonna try this again. McPhee and Troy are the only 2 to have Globe, SAG, BAFTA, Critics' Choice. Hines has Globe, Critics' Choice. Bradley Cooper, who I don't know why he should be getting in. No offense to him, I love him. Has SAG, and Mike Feist has BAFTA, but he should have all of them. Ben Affleck could definitely get in. He has Globe, he has SAG. I don't want to say it, I think Jared Leto is probably gonna replace Mike Feist. I don't want that to happen. I'm just gonna invite, you know what? YOLO. Everyone, we're getting to the good stuff. Let's all just celebrate and join in.
Bring it.
All right, I'll wait. When Ryan's ready.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, spoiler alert, you're all here. So what do we think, friends? Just kind of just go for it.
Where's Jared?
Yeah.
So okay. So the truth is, I think Jared Leto is absolutely gonna get in for Mike Feist. He shouldn't. Mike Feist should be possibly winning this award. But I think that's probably where it's gonna happen. I pray to Jesus that they take out Bradley Cooper and they put in Jared Leto.
Why? What is with you with this Bradley Cooper thing? He's amazing in Licorice Pizza.
Okay. Bradley Cooper is perfectly fine. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite. It's like top 10 of the year for me.
Mm-hmm.
He was great. Moving on. Like it was such a, and it's not because of the length of the role. It has nothing to do with like the time that he was on screen. It just didn't. When I watched that movie, I watched it and I said, that was a great performance. And when I look at Troy and Mike Feist, I look at that movie and I'm like, that's an Oscar-winning performance, at least a nominee. So I would have Jesse Plemons instead of Bradley Cooper. I would have, honestly, Al Pacino, J.K. Simmons in. I know it's bold. I know that y'all are like, you're gross, but like, I don't get it. I don't get Bradley Cooper, and I don't hate him. I think he's wonderful, but I don't think he should be getting in.
Max, you know my opinions on this.
I agree.
We spoke about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Not only do I think Bradley Cooper's getting in.
Ugh, you're exhausting.
I genuinely think he's a dark horse to win this. I really, really do. Like the
But tell
power
them
that-
your reasoning. Tell them your reasoning, because your reasoning is just hilarious to me.
So I have this theory, and people can abuse me in the comments. A Star Is Born was an absolute masterpiece. Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga were absolutely mugged off, in my opinion, at the Oscars that year. And I think compensation could lie in wait for them. I think we'll get on to actress, but I think Bradley Cooper has a serious hand here. A serious hand. I don't think you can overlook him.
I would like to actually go off of that, but I'm going to bring something else to the table. So I've been doing anonymous SAG ballots with In Session Film, and one of the things that, hold on, I hear an echo.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's me.
There we go, Ryan. One of the people I interviewed for SAG was also a cross Academy voter in the actors branch. And this person talked about going to the premiere of Gucci and at the Academy, and the Academy ate it up. This person also talked about putting all 4 Gucci actors at the top of their ballot for nomination. So if there is some true love for this movie in the Academy, I would definitely look out for Jared Leto winning here. But that would be the thing that I would say is like Bradley's biggest competition. I think it's interesting that people want to say McPhee is the front runner when he hasn't won a single industry award yet. Him winning critic stuff is really good for FYC ads, but like the Globes are not industry; they are journalists. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with SAG. But BAFTA is going to be the truest precursor now that everything's going crazy with SAG.
Yeah,
I have almost the same 4 that you do. Let's say almost the same 5 that you do, Max. Instead, I have Jesse Plemons instead of Mike Feist.
I think Jesse Plemons is definitely a dark horse. I'd love to see him and Kirsten get in. Has that ever happened? I don't remember if a couple has ever been nominated together.
Yeah, if only because Jesse Plemons is one of those actors who has been in Oscar projects like The Master, The Irishman, Vice, Judas and the Black Messiah, The Irishman, and right now because he got the BAFTA, it feels like maybe now this could be the perfect time for him to finally get his proper due. Kind of like when Lakeith Stanfield was nominated last year for Judas. He's another one who's been in Oscar projects and has been on his own rise before finally getting his stamp of approval from AMPAS. So
Totally.
Yeah, mine are a bit different.
Okay.
You said that with such like gleeful asshole like vibes.
I love being different.
Mine are a little different, and
I'm
here's why.
I'm not as on the limb as Joseph is sometimes, but and I'm no Oscar expert. Or I would never put that as my one. I could never get that Twitter tag because it's taken. And I will never have enough money to give Cole in order to do that.
Well, my Twitter tag is expert Oscar, so I think Oscar expert was taken. That's why I couldn't do it, or maybe I don't know. I don't remember.
You can take expert _ Oscar _
I will start the bidding at 200 Szechuan sauce packets, and we will go from there. No, mine is Cooper Kotzer. I have Leto in there.
Yep.
I have Cody Smith McPhee, and then I am going with Jesse Plemons. I am going with
I love that.
The no Belfast boys in here. I think that's where we're trending. I mean, that's what I said is that I think Belfast and West Side Story's momentum is slowing down. And if you play that, then yes, Mike Feist getting in at BAFTA, that helps him. But I don't think it helps him that much. And yes, Kieran Hines got in on home turf. Congratulations. But when it came down to SAG, those two missed. Jamie Dordan's completely out, I think, of this right now.
Agreed.
I don't see Jamie Dordan coming in right now. I know now I'm reading the comments and people's mad about that. Well, it started off as a good note where everyone's like, Ryan's cool. And now it's like, shit. But I just think that Power of the Dog, it feels like a Jesse Plemons nomination is another sign of how dominant that is. That would be 4 nominations in the Oscar acting categories for that movie. That would teeter it towards like 10, 11 nomination territory. And I truly think that that's where we're headed. And when I first saw the film, which is a film I love Power of the Dog. And it's in my top 10. But when I first saw it, I went, I like that movie. No way in hell is anybody else going to like that thing. So the fact that it's been slowly moving up the boards and landing everywhere else is extremely surprising for me. I don't. Heinz is. There's no such thing as locks, by the way, everyone.
Yeah,
If you
that's
think
not a
there's
thing.
locks, ask Steven Spielberg tomorrow.
Watch your tongue. You're doing this to piss me off.
Wait, what? No, I'm just kidding. No, ask Kenneth Branagh. But anyway, so like there's no such thing as locks until like Joey always says, there's no such thing as locks until what the Academy has said. And even so there, like there's so, and to say that there are locks for nominations and stuff, yes, I think like it's for sure close to pretty guaranteed that the 5 that has been landing everywhere land in supporting actress, which we'll talk about. But to say that they're all locked in, I mean, this morning it's going to show nothing but I think surprises, and I think that that's great. This year and last year have shown surprises abound for an Academy that has been very same-songy, very boring over the last decade before that. Let's spice it up a little bit. Let's have these nominations are going to come without any BAFTA influence, with barely any SAG influence. You know,
let's see Jason Isaacs in mass.
Let's just go crazy.
Should be sweeping the freaking season.
And Reed Birney.
I said this
with Bernie, sure.
I said this with Clayton Davis earlier today. Let's have freaking Licorice Pizza.
You dropped this name.
There you go. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Well, no, it was on a space. It was public. Is that what if Licorice Pizza just does the Oscar, you know, where a film gets nominated for each actor in an acting category. So we get Cooper Hoffman, we get Alana Haim, we get Bradley Cooper, and let's get Harriet Sansom Harris a nomination.
Yes.
Right? Everyone loves that scene. I mean, she's doing more than in that scene than Jackie Weaver did in Silver Linings Playbook. So we might as well just nominate her because she's great.
That was a dig at me.
It was a dig at you. Yes. And so there you go.
I'm with you.
But let's have some fun tomorrow. Let's not try to lock it all in. No, don't make them boring. Let's have fun. I
don't think anything is like locked. I think that because there is no such thing as a lock. I think there are just a bunch that are like, this would be really, really shocking if it missed.
Yeah, like if Cody Smith McPhee missed, we'd all be sitting here and going like,
right. Like it's the same. Like Drive My Car. If it missed international, we'd all be like, I know nothing about this category.
Well,
I've never heard of it.
It wouldn't be surprising because then it would just prove that people are lazy and they want to watch a really fantastic 3-hour movie.
That's fair, but like the whole point of but that also has
I know
just like
they have to watch all the
movies,
language. But then like there are people like Clayton Davis, a good friend of mine, by the way, that hate 3-hour run times, and a 90-minute movie is in their sweet spot. You know what I mean? So there you go.
Yeah.
What was that?
What? Oh, it just says Jews kick ass because they do.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Cole gets it.
Yeah, nice. Good. You got a sport.
Such an awkward exchange. So, yeah.
Okay. Call out right here.
Jews.
I just love Cole's attitude. He's just like, I'm the Oscar expert, man. Whatever you guys say, it means shit compared to what I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How could you ever say that, you know, your opinion matters when I've already released my predictions?
Well, I can't wait till you're nominated tomorrow, Mike Weiss. That's just good for you. You know what I mean?
If he gets nominated, I think if Mike Feist
Cole is Mike Feist. He's just been playing along.
I'm not revealing that until after the nomination.
Oh, okay, that's fair. You don't want to reveal that till the telecast. You know what I mean?
No.
It's a good reveal.
In my contract. I'm trying to not, you know, I want to avoid unbiased prediction. That's why I'm not predicting Mike Feist, because I know that I'm going to win. And I don't want to blow my cover.
I'd like to go through. I want everyone to say the one person you think could miss, and the person you think could shock in that place? Joey?
In which place?
So let's say I think
yours.
Mike Feist is going to miss,
Oh.
and I think that Jason Isaacs is going to take his place as like the shocker. Just for fun, just for little giggles.
Oh, I got one.
I'm going to go through everyone. Rate your turn. It was Joey's turn.
Joey's just taking a sweet.
So just to clarify, is this like no guts, no glory? We're not actually expecting it to happen.
Yeah, let's call it. I should have started with that. No guts, no glory, but realistic. The person that would miss.
Joey, by the way, someone said in this in the.
Oh, I've been getting Aquaman, Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
the whole time.
Jason Momoa.
I've noticed it.
I just wanted you to know to feed your ego. You know what I mean? So anyway.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
I would say Feist is missing, and I'm gonna bring it up in supporting actress. Why? And I would say, I mean, I'm expecting Jason, or I almost said Jason Momoa. I'm expecting Jared Leto in, but I'm gonna say Feist misses, and we get Reed Birney.
I would be so happy, even though I'd have Jason Isaacs ahead of him, but that's okay.
Same.
David Elizabeth Long.
Well, I think Kotzer's getting in. I think we say about locks. Let's agree that locks aren't locks. I learned the hard way when I screamed on my podcast about Kristen Stewart being a lock, and I know Joey told me off for that, and he may well be proven right. So Troy Kotsur out, and he's been on that train for a long time. Troy Kotsur out, and maybe Jesse Plemons in. There seems to be after BAFTA, there seems to be this. I mean, firstly, I just want to say I adore Jesse Plemons. I think he is an absolutely incredible actor. I think his work in The Power of the Dog is marvelous. It's so key to that film. And it wouldn't surprise me for him to get in. I don't have him in my 5 because I have Cooper and Leto getting in. Kotzur out, Plemons in is my sort of shake-up, so to speak.
Love it. Matthew?
As I have Mike Feist out for now, just to be safe, and Jesse Plemons getting in.
Very good. Brother Bro?
Well,
sorry, Lady Gaga fan? Lady Gaga?
Oh, yeah.
What if
Lady
he
Gaga
and his
will be
brother
nominated.
were switching out seats every category? That would just be great. Yeah.
Missed
never know.
opportunities.
Anyway,
I mean, I actually have Mike Feist missing for Leto, but for fun, let's say that Cooper misses for J.K. Simmons.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
Wow.
That J.K. Simmons could that's just for fun. That's not an official anything.
No, of course. I like it.
I think
All right,
Woody
Ryan,
Norman.
you waited patiently.
I think what if Troy Kotsur missed and instead, someone said Ben Affleck, yeah, for the Tinderbar. No.
There's good merit to that. He has Globe and SAG.
What if
what if Mark Rylance gets in? Someone says
no.
awful.
Then it is the end times.
I genuinely think I'm not
Wright?
not joking. I think that could happen. I'm not kidding.
What if it's Jeffrey Wright from the
same.
French Dispatch?
Who
is Jeffrey Wright?
Jeffrey
from the French
Wright.
Dispatch.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love to see an acting nomination for that film.
Would love that. Who doesn't love? If you don't love Jeffrey Wright, you know.
What if you were
you're
wrong?
bad. Yeah, you're terrible.
All right. Here we go. On to the next. Curious where y'all are at.
Oh, we're all going to be in here still?
Why not? You don't have to be. If you want to take a break, go.
No, I just surprised. That's all. We were going in our
We're
little
getting to the
breakout
big
rooms.
ones, so why not? Let's just get this picture, even though
Your
you
lineup
can't
is shocking.
Okay, so I got.
Who's DeBow?
Oh no, DeBow now.
Ariana DeBow.
It's her new name.
DeBow.
I got DeBow. I got DeBow winning because she should be.
She's gonna win.
And
Wow.
just to give it some stats, Ariana DeBow, aka DeBose, has all 4 Globe, SAG, BAFTA, Critics' Choice. Belfast, we got all 4. Those are the only 2 that have all 4. Ellis has 3. She missed SAG. Ruth Negga has Golden Globe, SAG, and Kirsten Dunst has everything but BAFTA. Does anyone have anyone different? My one that I took out literally today, but I know it was a passion pick. I put Ann Dowd in, but I took her out because I know it's just not going to happen. But I'm really hopeful.
Yeah, I have a. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I have the same 5 as well, and I think DeBose is winning. I think out of those 5, I think Ruth Negga is the vulnerable one, because the movie isn't getting much love outside of her performance. But if anyone can spoil, my guess would be either Jessie Buckley because she got BAFTA, Ann Dowd, or Marlee Matlin for Coda.
Yep.
I'd love to see Marlee get in. Oh, that'd be lovely. All right.
So I'm curious. Do I think DeBose is missing? No, but
No.
I would like to bounce off what you said. The same person who had all that stuff last year and won most of the critics, tying with Yoon Jun Yun, and had everything was also Maria Bakalova. And so we have to remember, no industry awards have been given out yet. I'm also curious with West Side Story. So I interviewed for In Session Film. It's coming out in a couple weeks. An Academy voter who she mentioned the Academy never got their West Side Story screenings, and then screeners. And then today I was told by someone else that they did get the digital screener. So if this person had issue with their screener, I'm wondering how many people might have also had that issue. So
Are you talking about West Side Story?
Yes.
It's been on the screening room.
Right. So that's why
I don't have it. It's because I just know people. I know voters who do have it.
Right. And so when I found out today that they had it, I was thinking about that. I was like, well, if this person who's an Academy voter said they didn't get it, I wonder how many other people maybe have been confused. So that I just want to point that out. I don't think she's missing, but that's why I was like, let me wait to talk about Mike Feist until we get to DeBose. It's also interesting because the Academy doesn't reward remakes of past Oscar-winning films. Can anyone name one?
Say that again.
West Side Story won Best Picture. It has won Rita Moreno Best Supporting Actress. Does the Academy nominate and reward remakes of their Best Picture winners? Can anyone name one?
Remakes of their Best Picture winners.
Well, if not, there's a first for everything.
Then we're directed
Absolutely.
by Spielberg, though.
Absolutely. So this would be a first all around for DeBose, for this character, for this movie. Joey Valentino said A Star Is Born. Was A Star Is Born Best Picture anywhere else? Did it do a Best Picture for Judy's version?
Stand by.
I think one of them got lead acting nominations, but without picture.
1937, that version was nominated for pick.
Okay, and it
I know
didn't
the
win
54
though, so
version
there's
wasn't.
one. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I would like to. I don't understand. Listen, I love Mass. I'll take anything Mass gets. I don't get the Dowd love over Plimpton. Dowd's got the one scene at the end where Plimpton's got the full movie. So I would like to see.
I agree
Plimpton
with you.
in
I think
here
I would have Martha over personally, but I think the one who's getting the love is Ann Dowd. I would personally
Is
probably
Ann
have
Dowd.
Plimpton in, even though all 4 of them should be winning.
Yeah. So I mean, if I had to take someone out, I guess I would take out DeBose and put in Plimpton. But if I had to pick one, I'm guessing maybe unfortunately Ellis would miss.
I think that Ellis is definitely vulnerable here.
Yeah.
Only because I think that SAG really would have solidified her as a quote lock, even though it's not a thing. No, I feel you. Who hasn't spoken about this category? Who wants to talk about DeBose?
I feel like DeBose. I mean, if West Side Story really underperformed, I think a lot of people are gonna go and they're gonna try to predict something else. And I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, because I feel like Katrina Balfe. I mean, I don't know if that's enough for. I don't know if she'd win for that. The only one out here who really screams winner to me is DeBose, and I feel like she could. I don't know. we'll see what happens. But I mean, she's already got the Golden Globe, so like the train's left the station. I don't know.
Yeah, and not that it like really matters, but like when you compare the numbers, like critics and festival wise, like she has like what 30 something,
Yeah,
and
she's
everyone
got the
else
most
has
nominations and wins.
right. So not that
Right.
matters, but it is like telling that universally,
America has decided.
America has decided that Ariana DeBose. I really love that people are saying this. Dubo supremacy.
I need someone to explain this to. I don't know. I hate West Side Story. I hated the original. I hate this one. I don't understand. I don't know. This for me, this is the perfect example of just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I don't know. I just don't get it. She doesn't add anything to Rita Moreno's performance, which I also don't like in the original. So it's like, why are we doing this again? There are so many better options. You guys said it.
Max.
You broke me.
Thank you.
You broke me. West Side Story to me is like the greatest piece of art on the planet.
I love that for you.
I love West
thank
Side
you.
Story.
I love that for me too, and I love it for you too. And I will have a private conversation with you about. Wait, you're an actor. You should know how good it is. Ugh,
No, I
you're
hate
exhausting.
Shakespeare. So then you put Shakespeare in a musical with no good songs and really bad storyline. I'm out.
No good song.
No, there's not one catchy song in that whole show.
This clip here is going viral. That segment there. That's brilliant.
West Side Story doesn't have any catchy songs.
Okay, you know who did the America song the best? Peter Griffin. So like that should say something.
And that was the end of Joey.
Wow.
Okay, I am going to. I will have a private conversation with you. Yeah,
let's talk.
America. Someone just said, "Oh God, hold on." Officer Krupke. Maria is one of the greatest songs literally ever written, and I will have. I will not today. Tomorrow, have a conversation with you about how incredibly wrong you are. Some opinions are right. Some opinions are wrong, and your opinion is wrong. With love, Max. Okay, let's move on to the next acting category. I cannot believe you're exhausting.
Wow,
Oh
I
my
like your
God.
wife's response better.
What is she? Okay, so I don't. Okay, ignore her. She's, babe. You're a monster. I love you. Okay.
Tell Sam when I'm in New York next, I'll buy her a drink for that one.
She will not accept. No, I can't say that. I really like when you kick people out when you get mad at them. Well. Anyway, okay. Everyone's gonna say, Max, you're wrong, and then I'll be like, yeah, probably, but here we go. Yes, I have Mahershala Ali in. I know that is probably wrong. Let's just show Andrew Garfield, because why not? Actually, let's show the winner, even though you can't really see his face because it's covered up. I have Mahershala Ali, Benedict Cumberbatch, Andrew Garfield,
Wow.
Will Smith, and Denzel Washington, who the BAFTAs just hate him for some reason, and it is absolutely insane. I don't know how he just hasn't gotten nominated. Okay. The only two with across the board are Will Smith and Benedict Cumberbatch. Will Smith and Andrew Garfield both won Globe. Garfield missed BAFTA. Denzel obviously also missed BAFTA. Mahershala Ali has Globes and BAFTA. The person that is probably going to replace him, Mahershala Ali, is probably Javier Bardem. Leonardo DiCaprio. There's a lot in here that I think could happen. I could see actually a lot of things happening. I also would love to see Nicolas Cage, even though Ryan McQuaid isn't here right now, but I wish that he could talk about his performance, because hopefully he'll come back and talk about it, because I would also maybe have him winning. Friends, go for it.
I have 4 out of that 5. I have Cumberbatch, Garfield, Smith, Washington, and then DiCaprio for that 5th slot.
All right.
Yeah, I got Leo in. I got Smith would be my number 1 slot. Cumberbatch in 2nd, Garfield 3rd. I'd have DiCaprio in the 4th slot, and I think Denzel's getting in the 5th. Peter Dinklage, I think, is an interesting choice. I mean, I don't think he'll get in, but I'd love to see it. I think he's a very talented man. I think he was great in Cyrano. And Javier Bardem, like you said, do you have Bardem in?
I don't, but I am assuming that that's probably going to happen instead of Mahershala Ali. But I'm going with my gut of like, I just think Mahershala might get in. So and also they love him, as they should. He's absolutely freaking brilliant.
Shout, Mahershala.
That's a kind of no guts, no glory, but I'm going to stick with it for some reason.
No harm there.
No, I mean, there's merit behind it. He has a couple under his belt. Wins, the Oscar wins. He's obviously never been nominated in lead, but he also has the Globe and BAFTA nominations, which are important.
The Globe nomination for him was like it was. I saw that as like either they nominate him or they nominate like. I mean, I guess they could have done like Cage or Bradley Cooper in Nightmare Alley. It felt slim for the Golden Globe nomination, but it was still good that he got it. And then BAFTA felt like a jury thing. I do like, if you have a feeling about it though, like I don't think it's like, I think it's within the realm of possibility for Mahershala Ali to get nominated. And also, I think that the 5th slot's so hard to predict. Like, you might as well like go with, I don't know, because
Simon Rex,
Dinklage, but it makes sense that many people have like DiCaprio and Bardem.
I think it's interesting that, first of all, none of these 5 would make my personal list. But like, I think it's really interesting that people like expect Licorice Pizza to do this well and not Cooper Hoffman. Like, like people can see actress,
but there's
director,
just like he has
picture,
nothing.
writer, supporting. Right, but like, we're living in a new world of the Academy. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, look at, I mean, again, Lakeith Stanfield last year. I know it's happening like more and more, but it's still rare. Marina de Tavira popped in with nothing. I mean, at least Cooper has an acting nomination somewhere. I don't know. I just don't see how you have Licorice Pizza across the board and now not Cooper Hoffman.
Do you have him in?
Yeah, I mean, none of these 5 are my personals, but I have him in over Ali with the rest of the 4 that you have.
So wait, do you have Cooper Hoffman in predicted 5 or like your personal 5?
I have him in both, but I have him in over Ali with the rest of your 4.
Yeah, I think Earl was saying was right, is that for a lot of these, especially the acting ones, your 5th slot is like go with your gut. And obviously, like if there are stats behind it, then great. But if not, I just think it's going to be Mahershala Ali. I think that's going to be what we see. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But like, I think most of the planet has 4 out of these 5, which is I think everyone here with Will Smith, Garfield, Cumberbatch, and Washington. Right? But does anyone here not have all 4 of those? So
if there's a shakeup in any category, I hope it's this one, because this is a very boring category in my opinion with what's going on.
Sure. Yeah. I would have, like in my personal lineup, Anthony Ramos would be in here. I loved In the Heights. That should be up picture, but it came out way too early. Olga Meredith should be a front runner in supporting. She should be front runner along with the Masked Women, but it came out too early because it should be ahead of In the Heights, ahead of Tick, Tick, Boom, which is again one of my favorite movies of the year. Anyone else want to comment a little bit about this one before we move on?
I'm good.
Lovely. All right. Actress in a leading role, which is shaping up to be like yes, I know. Okay, everyone, just listen and chill out. Look at her. I know. I'm that person who is keeping her in. I refuse to take Kristen Stewart in, or take her out. And I will backfire at all of you when the time comes. Gaga's the only one who has all 4. We can all agree she's getting in, yes?
Yeah.
Great. Can we all agree Nicole Kidman's getting in?
No.
Interesting. Okay. Can we all agree Olivia Colman?
Yeah.
Those are the
I'm on
okay
the fence
for
with her
me.
right now.
for me, there's the only three I feel very good about: Gaga, Kidman, and Olivia Colman.
Yep.
The only two that I feel like extra confident, Gaga and Kidman. I also think Jessica Chastain. I feel like there's no drive behind Tammy Faye right now. I can see it happening that she gets in, but I can also see her missing. For someone like Rachel Zegler, who should absolutely be getting it. For someone like Alana Haim, for Jennifer Hudson, who could probably spoil someone. And I know all signs are pointing to Kristen Stewart not getting in, and I'm just not taking her out. I'm just not doing it. Thank you. Everyone can talk.
You and I match up on one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have? Also,
I
wait,
have
this is the
Gaga,
most
the
crazy
rest-
category, right? This is the most crazy acting category.
It might be.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Well,
It makes no sense.
for months, people have been talking about like this idea of 4 biopic performances and 1 newbie, and I'm like, there's no way in hell that they're doing that. You know, I think Gaga's in for sure. You know, Alana Haim is in this race for Licorice Pizza. She's
I
there.
would love for her to get in. I would love that to happen.
I also am actually predicting Amelia Jones because
Amelia Jones.
That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just weird for me how Coda gets in for picture, supporting actor, possible supporting actress, and they again ignores lead actor. So I have that, and I have Tessa Thompson for passing.
Wow.
I would love
That would be
Yeah.
fun. She has Becca. I would not be opposed to
And
that.
that's
Alana,
four. The worst person. Yeah.
and then you have the worst person in the world as your fifth.
That's my 5.
That's an
Mhm.
awesome 5.
Yours is
I
5
would love
nominees.
that.
Well, the thing is too is that Chastain has a better record of being snubbed than nominated. In my world, Jessica Chastain has 6 wins, but she only has 2 nominations. So, yeah, I don't see it where we were just going for this boring biopics. And here's the thing: I don't even like Kristen Stewart in Spencer. I think she's a terrible idea. But I would love to see chaos where she gets in and Gaga doesn't, which is not going to happen either.
I would be so. Wait, why is okay? No offense to Lady Gaga. Why? How is she like? How does anyone? Can anyone differ it, or is it just like it's Lady Gaga?
I don't even think she's bad.
She's
No, but I just of all of the people we are talking about, she has the best resume. No?
Well, Max, I spoke to you on the pod, and I've obviously been predicting Lady Gaga to get a nomination for a long time, like to the point where my Twitter followers are probably getting bored with it. Why do I think she'll win? Because it's Lady Gaga. That's why, and I think she just
That's a
brings
great
so
point.
much. And also, do you know what I mean? Like, what more do you need than it's Lady Gaga? And also, Max, her performance is really good. Her performance is really good in that film. Like, I don't think it's as good as her performance in A Star Is Born. I've heard other people actually say this is more with the accent. This is a more diverse role. It stretches her skills more. But I'm with you in terms of the 3. I've got Gaga at 1, Kidman at 2, Coleman at 3, Alana Haim at 4. And then I've got an absolutely nuts theory for 5 that everyone's going to laugh at.
I took tomorrow off.
Are you prepared? This isn't even off the top
Bring
rope.
it.
This is Frances McDormand for The Tragedy of Macbeth.
I can absolutely see that happening.
No, I just
Yeah.
like taking a personal day.
She would not be happy. She does not want to be nominated this year.
I know, but that's why I think she might just get nominated, because after winning last, like, it's a crazy prediction. I don't think it's going to happen. It's a completely off the cuff.
But why not?
Top rope.
I like it.
I think it's a great performance.
She's also
a lot depends.
Really,
she's superb. A lot depends on whether Macbeth makes picture, and Denzel makes actor. Because if it starts to tick and gets a few coattails with cinematography, maybe production design, I could just see McDormand sneaking in and everyone going, well, why didn't we think of that? I mean, it's a completely crazy theory, but it wouldn't surprise me. And also, this category is so stacked with so many great performances, in my opinion. I just throw McDormand in as a complete wild card.
Matthew, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I do get the Frances McDormand prediction because the Academy loves her, and she won this exact award just last year. But but the thing is, when people when multiple Oscars within a short span of time, the Academy tends to take a break from them, like Tom Hanks, Sally Field.
Sure.
Yeah, after because they won their two within a short period of time, they've had more snubs than nominations.
Totally. No, that's fair.
And also the thing is, Lady Macbeth is it's a borderline supporting role. I could see the argument that she's a lead, but
I would have her in supporting.
I mean,
and also
she won for Fargo, which is a supporting role, so
not really.
William H. Macy's the lead in Fargo, so
he's the lead, but she's still a lead. She's the female protagonist.
The lead versus supporting is a tale as old as time, as far as like who's lead, who's supporting, and honestly doesn't matter what we think. It's just what they vote for. It's like I don't think that Olivia Colman should have won because she should have been in supporting. I will say that till the cows come home. Glenn Close should have won.
Yeah.
She was deserving. She should have won supporting, but she wasn't the lead. But that's for another story. That's another story. Never mind. Anyway, name that.
I also wanted to chime in on the whole Gaga thing. I mean, I personally think she's decent in House of Gucci. I mean, she's very, very charismatic and makes the most of the material that she's given. But when it comes to why she's in this conversation, like, besides the fact that she's Gaga, but it's also due to the fact that because the movie was a success story during this pandemic, making the amount of money that it did when it seems like movies like this aren't making any money, and she's the reason why people went to see it, even with their reviews. So she's proven that there's still like theatrical life for the mid-budget adult drama.
Fair.
Yeah,
I mean, I personally, I wouldn't nominate her, but this is
no, that's fair.
Pretty much my theory on why she's making the cut.
That's good. Cole, what were you saying?
House of Gucci is like one of the only movie where if I talk to people who aren't really like that into movies, they know what it is this year. Like they know what Dune is. Don't look up House of Gucci, and I mean that probably like carries her pretty far this year. Especially like, I mean the movie did well because of her. Like I think with the nomination for Star is Born, there's like the idea that like, I mean, at least she has something in the past that she's done, Did somebody like run over a cat?
Yeah, it sounded like it. Jesus.
I just moved my mic thing. I'm sorry.
You got to grease that thing up. My God.
It's more
Ryan, stop stomping on cats under your desk.
I hate cats. So
treat them with kindness.
Both the movie and the animal. So sorry, folks. Dog people.
Animal is way better than the movie.
I don't know. I will say that was one of the single greatest theater experiences I've had in my life.
Yeah,
movie was terrible, but I
Cass...
had the greatest time in that theater. I was laughing.
I wanted to laugh.
I was sobbing.
Yeah.
I was sobbing watching that movie.
Cole, were you drinking?
No, I was with friends though.
Well, then
you're right. I should have been.
Friends drink. Friends should
I do want
drink.
to point out too,
maybe for the 10-year anniversary.
A little fun fact going into actress, which anything is still a possibility. Like we said, no one's a lock. So I have followed Candy Clark, who's a former nominee for American Graffiti for like 8 years now on Facebook, and she has called the biggest Oscar thing, most Oscar nominations for like the last 7 years, and she has called it for Don't Look Up this year. So this year is a first for her to not get it right. It'd be interesting because another thing too is Jennifer Lawrence popping up here. Jennifer Lawrence has never had a Golden Globe nomination that did not turn out to be an Oscar nomination.
Well, she's going to this year, so we can just
listen. I'm not predicting her. I'm just saying that could happen.
Savage.
Too.
I mean, it ain't gonna happen. So
that would be. I would.
Did I say
I
it
would,
was? Did I say it was, or did I say it could?
No, you say you could, but you say it with the confidence of it will. That's the difference. Yeah, I heard you the first time. Anyway, so
you're just gonna casually like storm back in here, talk up a storm.
Yeah.
What do you want, Ryan? Also, you missed a Nicolas Cage opportunity, which I might let
I
you
know.
have.
I'm the pig man. He's my guy. I talk with him. I love the guy. Hope he gets in. I weirdly have been thinking about that all day because Joey knows this. If I get that one right, Nia owes me like $1 million.
That is correct.
I swear to God, they owe me more money because I've campaigned for that movie more than they have.
Yeah,
on a damn billboard and everything.
The money they put into that billboard with your quote, that money.
And I didn't even get a free Blu-ray for that thing. I had to buy my own Blu-ray with my own quote on it. It's messed up, man.
Everyone should check out the interview that Ryan did. If you want, you can put it in the chat and I'll highlight it. He did with Nicolas Cage. It's wonderful.
But no, for that one, I have Leo because I'm just playing it safe, even though I would pick Cage with all my heart and soul for that to happen. But for this category,
it's not gonna happen.
You never know. You never know. I guess that could happen.
So your nominations,
anyway, I have as Joey would call her, Penelope Cruz or Penelope Cruz, and I have Lady Gaga, and I have Nicole Kidman and Olivia Colman. I think that those are like the three a lot of us are picking. And I have Alana Haim.
Would love it.
I have Alana Haim in there. I think that she's only missed SAG. That BAFTA nomination was important. I actually think that I think the top two were Renata Reinsvedt for Worst Person in the World and Alana Haim at BAFTA. I have a lot to. I mean, if House of Gucci was such as popular as it was, I think that it would have probably landed in picture in other categories, like higher up. But I think the thing about like the reason why I think that one could have been one of the other ones, because like what it's the top two and then the rest are saved, right? Is that how it goes for BAFTA? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say that they wanted to save at least one of those biopic sort of performances, like they kind of did last year. Like that, like Gaga reminds me a little bit. Not trying to be rude to Vanessa Kirby or anything. Just reminds me a little bit of that, like where we all thought like, oh, maybe he's gonna get in there. You know what I mean? And yeah, Alana Haim's only missed SAG, and I get that. But she's in a film that's in, I think, a top 3 contender for Best Picture. I think Licorice Pizza is gaining a momentum right now that, you know, it was the only other of these director 5 from DGA. Paul Thomas Anderson and Jane Campion were the only 2 to show up at BAFTA. Not Dennis Villeneuve, not Kenneth Branagh, not old man Spielberg. You know what I mean? It was Paul Thomas Anderson, and that's huge. That's a huge thing, and I think he's very safe. I think
that was an entirely juried category.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what? Yeah, but you know,
it showed some. I think it showed. I think the picture nomination, editing, like all that was really important. I do agree, though. I'm seeing a surge for it. Like the fact that it's getting editing, the fact that it has a SAG nomination, it's checking all the boxes.
It's checking everywhere where it needs to be. It hasn't missed in places, and it's actually overperforming in places. Like
that's
I don't think
Cooper Hoffman isn't out there.
No, it's not. He's not out there. I mean, like in a film like that that's done so well, it could happen. They did love his father a lot, so it's sort of a coattail nomination from that, and he is very good. And also, his father's muse was or directing pair was Paul Thomas Anderson. It's what people know him for.
I think about that.
He's really good
often.
in the film. I think about it way too many times throughout that film because it's like, good God, it looks just like
some of his mannerisms. It was
like when he's walking down the street, at the end where like they connect and run to each other at the end of the film, like him limping, sort of walking like that. That's Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like I was like, Jesus Christ, look at that.
It was weird.
It was weird. But yeah, I just think that and yeah, I know we're talking about Licorice Pizza. So if anybody in the chat starts getting like, angry and upset about that, sorry, we're talking about a really great movie. But no, I think that movie is done really well, and so you can't count out Haim here, and I don't really think you could count her out for a win. I don't think that there's anyone right now that you can say with a bullet is the winner,
No.
because I don't think the best actress winner this year it's going to break the usual statistics that a lot of people go with, which is, oh well, if they're in best picture, then that means they're going to win if they're not a sweeper, right? Well, if Being the Ricardos misses out and House of Gucci misses out and Alana Haim gets in, are you then going to have no choice but to predict Alana Haim for Best Actress? Because when it comes down to the showdown, voters are lazy as hell, like they were last year. And if you look at the winners, they were all from Best Picture nominees. And it ultimately went to Frances, and rightfully so, because she's
Promising Young Woman was the only other one that was nominated for picture that year.
Exactly. And but she had shown no sign of support from anywhere else. And plus a lot of people did sort of continue to say, well, she got in, but she was projected to win at SAG, and she didn't win SAG. And then the train was supposed to start at Globe, and then it was supposed to start after a Critics' Choice win. And then she won the fan vote over at Indie Indie Spirit.
It was very cool though, seeing all the different people win as opposed to like just the sweeps that we've seen.
Yeah, but ultimately it was always going to be Frances, and
totally
because of the fact that it's Frances. And that movie had so much love, and that's the thing is the passion for a movie right now. Of all the nominees in Best Actress that you could say, the passion that's highest the most is Licorice Pizza. So if she gets in, don't count her out for a win. And she's a young ingenue too. So and they love that.
It's not really the same like correlation with you have to be in a Best Picture nominee to win, Best Actress. Like it's not the same as Best Actor. Like we've had, Judy,
Sally Hawkins.
No, but it's either you have to be a sweeper where you're winning everything,
right? True.
Or Best Picture. You have to be in one of those two camps. So it's either Nicole Kidman's winning everything, and she can't win everything because of BAFTA. So therefore, that whole argument gets destroyed at that point.
I mean, I don't know if I would go, because Haim is like, she's brand new and she's young, and I mean, if she won BAFTA, I would raise an eyebrow, but
she has a shot.
I think if she won Globe, I would also be more.
Yeah, but she lost.
Yeah.
To
yeah,
Rachel
she lost to Rachel Zegler.
Yeah.
People in the chat wanted us to talk about Zegler.
I will happily talk about her for days, right, Joey?
I thought she was. I have mixed feelings about West Side Story. I don't think it's awful, but I don't think I think she's a good part of it. I don't think she's one of the great parts of it.
She's wonderful. Mike Feist and Ariana DeBose. The S is obviously silent, of course. Are definitely the standouts for me.
What's crazy though, that this year, especially with how much SAG is changing with this year, is if any of the BAFTA nominees for leading actress get in tomorrow, whoever wins BAFTA is the front runner. Like if Alana
100%.
Haim wins BAFTA, this is the first time since SAG Awards have come out that we have a non-SAG nominee as the front runner for lead actress, which is awesomely cool. So like someone mentioned,
this category is so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that it's wide open.
Yeah.
I I love it. I mean,
but I don't.
embrace the chaos.
I'm nervous though, because I think I don't really love who's like out front that much. Like,
wait, who's out front for you then?
Lady Gaga, I have out front because I think she might win SAG and BAFTA, but I have Nicole Kidman. A lot of people think is out front. That's not that exciting to me if she wins. Like, and it's not because I don't think that both these actresses have given Oscar-worthy performances before. It's just not their best. Like, I don't know why Jessica Chastain isn't winning. I want that. It's not going to happen.
I mean, she could win SAG. She could win SAG.
Yeah.
She's got an outside chance of it.
She can definitely win, but it would be kind of shocking to see that happen.
I'm not saying. I mean, like, okay, but play out the scenario. Cole, is that like, what if Kidman wins the Globe? Stewart's probably going to win Critics' Choice. Let's just say
I
that.
do not know who's winning Critics' Choice.
I mean,
'cause
Critics' Choice can go either two ways. They could go and they want to give the love to the person that has won pretty much every Critics' Prize this year, or what I heard on Next Best Pictures podcast 2 weeks ago, where Matt said that he's talked to Critics' Choice voters, and they basically like, nope, we're voting for Kidman because we think she's winning the Oscar. And
Yeah, I
so
mean,
they're trying to
especially
hope.
if it's
They're
not
trying to
nominated.
hope predict what could happen there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So-
think if Stewart's not nominated, the Critics' Choice aren't going to throw away their vote on
Which is
like
stupid.
something that has no influence for the Oscars. Like I think that at the very least, like maybe I'm not cynical enough to say that they're trying to predict it, but that they want to influence the Oscars.
Who's that guy?
Who
talking?
are you, Ryan?
Who am I? I'm someone with enough clout to be on here and you in the comment section. Anyway, let's continue.
No, he's talking about me. Who's that guy in the top right?
Oh, is he talking about in the top right? Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's Jason Momoa.
Ryan Dianu. Oh
What?
my God. Okay,
It's just-
sorry.
it's
Cole,
just
what were you
Joseph
saying?
Gentili. Sorry, Cole.
Oh, I think my thought was complete. It was just that the Critics' Choice. I think if Stewart's not nominated, they will try to throw influence to somebody who is nominated at least.
Yeah.
Which would just be, I mean, we call out the hypocrisy of the Golden Globes all the time. We do not, we do not talk enough about the hypocrisy of
My boy.
of the critics of the Critics'
Hold on.
Choice Association.
I'll do
Say
that.
it, Joe. Come on, put your
Hold
hair down. Be your Momoa for 5 seconds.
You ready?
Yeah.
My boy.
There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, no, I think we will go into Oscar night with not knowing once again this year who is going to win. Everyone's going to go up and down predicting. And I think that whoever has a Best Picture nomination, and that could be Kidman, that could be Gaga, and that could be Haim, outside chance of Rachel Zegler if you are predicting, or if it does get in, then I think those are your most likely winners at this point, because of the fact that they are, at the core of them, a very lazy organization. And
I would
it's just
say
the
I
way
would
it is.
kind of agree, but I don't know if that would extend to Haim. But you.
I'd
can
love
call
to
that.
see her get in. Man, that
Yeah.
would be
People
really,
doubted me
really
last year,
cool.
Joe. People doubted me last year, and I was saying, for since October, I said everyone, France is going to win because that's the laziest way the Academy can award Nomadland, and they proved me right. And they also just gave it picture and director as well, but we didn't know about the
So
pandemic.
what we're all learning from this is that Ryan is always right.
No, what I'm saying is, it's not
Do
about
not
me
give him
being
that
right.
ego.
It's not
Do
about
not
it's
give
not
him
about
that
me
ego.
being right. It's about
No,
the
I feel
fact
you.
that the Oscars, when it comes down to it, are a very lazy organization. Look at Renee Zellweger sweeping through an award season for a performance that is one of the worst Best Actress wins I've ever seen. It probably is the worst Best Actress win of my lifetime, next to Meryl in The Iron Lady. Like, it's
I actually
just
thought she was really good.
I agree with you. I agree.
The movie was decent, but
Cole, I
I
agree.
was like, I understand why you're doing this. I was like, I understand.
I
It's a
understand.
little
with
bit
you.
of a boring win, but I get it.
I mean,
Very
just the
I'm
well.
fact,
with you.
the
I'm
fact
with
that
you.
she has like 2 Oscars and like other actresses have none.
It was a really great performance.
It wasn't.
It's okay. You're not a great performance. Let's
Judy
go on
Roll-
to.
Oh.
We're gonna go on to director because I gotta go to bed in 23 minutes because I gotta wake up and teach children. All right, let's go to director.
Ew.
AKA this is anyone not predicting Jane Campion?
Oh,
Really?
Oh, wait, no, I thought you were going like,
No.
is anybody not predicting the 5? Sorry.
No. Sorry. Is everyone here predicting Jane
Yes.
Yep.
to win?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, to
Okay.
win?
Yeah.
No,
No,
What?
not to win, but predicting a nomination, yes.
not right now.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not. I don't.
The
I
o-
don't have a predicted winner yet.
Fair.
Yeah.
The only person that I see missing, just because of what we have talked about for the last hour or two, is West Side missing because I think Cole was talking about it. It's been my number 5, because it's not hitting all the things it needs to hit, and I think it is definitely, in my opinion, unfortunately, very, very, very vulnerable. But I think Power of the Dog is a no-brainer for Jane. She's going to get nominated. I think also Belfast is very, very much in that 5th or 4th slot, maybe misses. But I think the 3 that like I feel very, very good about: Jane, Dennis. If
Dennis.
that's what we all like to
Yeah.
call him, Dennis
Dennis.
Villeneuve, and
Villanueva. He's
Ve-
actually Latino.
Villanueva.
He's not French Canadian. He's actually Latino. So we take him.
yeah, and PTA are my big 3 that I have 100%. I feel really, really good about. The only one that has all 4 DGA, Globe, BAFTA, Critics' Choice is Jane. Dennis Villeneuve, the third, has DGA, Globe, Critics' Choice. PTA has DGA, BAFTA, Critics. Kenneth has DGA, Globe, and Critics. And Spielberg has DGA, Globe, and Critics. Have at it, friends.
I have a good thing that I just found out. I looked at so Cold War had screenplay and director nominations at BAFTA. Another Round had screenplay and director nominations at BAFTA.
Yep.
Drive My Car has screenplay and director nominations at BAFTA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hamaguchi. He's
gonna
coming.
be the Sears Vinderberg.
Hamaguchi is
I've
getting
been
in.
calling Hamaguchi since August.
Yep.
I would like that on the record. Ryan McQuaid, this is my
I have no
thing for
such
the end of Francis.
such proof of this
Stop it.
occurring. I would like it stricken on the record that this man
I
clearly
also
does not know what
don't
he's
have
talking
Brahma.
about.
It's being recorded, so you know.
Yeah. Thank you, Your
So I
Honor.
would take out
Yeah.
Spielberg, put in Hamaguchi. I would take out Brana and put in Gyllenhaal.
Wow.
Oh,
Wait, who would you take out to put Gyllenhaal in?
Brana.
Brana.
I think that's very possible.
See, I think if
Sure.
see, I have Spielberg out. Sorry, Max.
No, I think a lot of people
I-
have it out. I think
have
that
Spielberg
makes sense.
out.
House of Hamaguchi.
Even House of Hamaguchi, love it. I have and I have Hamaguchi in with the other 4. But if let's say a scenario is it's going to be either Brana or Spielberg, I would be extremely shocked if Villeneuve, I'm just going to call him Denis for Christ's sake, Denis, Paul Thomas Anderson, and Jane. And Jane Campion, if they are not in this lineup at this point, my God, that would just be crazy considering the fact of how those films have performed, how those films have progressed throughout the season. Dune's been super strong at every single guild across the board. The fact that Licorice Pizza's momentum right now is very strong for it, and of course, Power of the Dog is an across-the-board contender. If Belfast and West Side Story both miss this, which is very highly likely, those are the ones at play here.
Yep.
I think that Hamaguchi is definitely in. That's why I have him. This hurts me to say this. This really hurts. The next person up for me is Adam McKay.
I was waiting for someone to say it.
I have to say that because it's just the truth. That movie has done well. Hollywood
done
liberals,
well in the past. His last 2 movies, he was
films,
nominated,
and he's won an Academy Award in the screenplay category before. That's why he's in the original screenplay too. People love that movie. It's a very divisive film for sure, but a lot of people are really passionate for it. I just ultimately at the end of the day, that's who's at number 7. Anyone like I know people will say Joel Cohen, but that movie is not as strong as Don't Look Up is.
I agree.
Passion. So
also he has Vice, he has Big Short, and what I have learned from the past is that when it comes to specifically Adam McKay, just like kind of assume he's probably in there somewhere, if not in there.
Yeah, and yet, I mean, this is the thing with Don't Look Up in editing, directing, acting categories. He was embraced by all the major awards bodies in these categories for his last 2 films, but not this one. So for me, I'm not going for him in those categories, and I'm not going for Leo. I'm not going for editing. But I mean, the movie's really strong though. So, but I think I think the top 6, if we say what you have plus Hamaguchi, like I think that's like the kind of the consensus 6. if they do any, I mean, the director's branch, like, what if we have a 2012 year, or I mean 2013, where they snubbed, everybody and nominated Ben Zeitlin and all
Who
that
should have won?
craziness? It was a great nomination, but I'm thinking, like, let's say they do an additional snub, and there's Branagh and Spielberg are out. I've seen some people predict that. Ryan says Adam McKay would be in. I think Joel Cohen is like maybe. I mean, who else? Maggie Gyllenhaal maybe. DeCorno is. I can't say it out loud because I know it's just what I want.
I want
Del
that so
Toro
badly.
maybe, or what's the other one?
I mean,
Del Toro. I don't know.
Ridley?
Or Joachim Trier. Like, that would be nuts.
Ridley
but
Scott.
John Heder
I couldn't do it.
for Coda.
Can you all
Oh, no,
see?
yeah.
Can you all see Nightmare Alley all of a sudden getting
no,
a lot of nominations?
no,
No.
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 Kate Blanchett maybe is its best shot.
Yeah,
other
but
than,
that-
technical.
But that was already like that's not a surprise or anything because it happened at SAG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I'd still
No,
be
that's
shocked.
what I mean. I think it's like its best shot out of technical.
yeah, but also too, like, the chances of SAG going 20 for 20, it's never happened. So people
Correct.
so people got to get that out of their head. Like, I think the best year it's ever done was 18 out of 20, and that was 1 year, like 15 years ago.
Also, for reference, last year DGA, because that's pretty good precursor, went 4 for 5. Year before 4 for 5, 3 for 5, 4 for 5, 3 for 5, 4 for 5, 4 for 5, 4 for
Yeah.
5. So I am not
That doesn't go 5 for 5. It never does.
right. So who is? I think that it's probably Branagh and Spielberg.
Yeah.
Are the ones that are like most vulnerable.
I mean, if
The
it
struggle
is
for me.
now, if it is PTA, because he has missed before,
I don't
he's
see it
mi-
happening
he
for this
missed-
film though.
No.
like he didn't get in for like The Master. That movie underperformed. It just got I think that his last film, Phantom Thread, he got in for director, but he didn't get in for screenplay. You know what I mean? So maybe it's the
If
inverse
this happens,
here.
I would absolutely. I don't even
I would
know
love
what.
it.
I would be.
I would
I
love
mean,
it if she gets in.
That'd
who
be
got in?
unbelievable. Kate Blanchett.
Oh, Kate Blanchett got in. Yeah,
She's
I mean,
great. She's the best thing about that movie. So
I mean,
would
she
love it.
should get in for Don't Look Up, not for Nightmare Alley. She's better in Don't Look Up.
I agree with you if we're comparing the two. Anyway,
gets-
back to
Are you
director.
actually saying that unironically?
Yeah, exactly. She's just showed up, on set, said,
Hmm.
"I'll do 5 minutes, get a nomination."
Wouldn't be the first time. All right. I want to go to the big one. I couldn't even finish because this thing wouldn't allow me. I have no idea who my 10 is.
Me
Wow.
either.
I have Tick Tick Boom as the 9, and I know some people on here are probably thinking West Side Story is going to miss. Don't even. I will
No
slap
way.
you silly.
That's not.
You don't have House of Gucci in picture?
I'm
I
a
do not.
crazy boy.
Wow.
I love that comment.
I do not have House of Gucci.
Wow.
Does everyone here have House of Gucci?
I have,
I-
have Gucci.
I have House of Gucci. Yes.
I've
I
got
don't.
Gucci.
Who doesn't?
I do
I
not
don't.
have House of Gucci.
I have
I'm
Drive
glad
My
I'm not
Car.
alone. Okay, great.
I have it at like 13 or 12 though.
It's at my
Yeah.
number 9.
House of Gucci is up there with my 10, along with like 3 other movies, because I just don't know. I think no matter what, I think for the most part, unless like we're trying to like be like, oh yeah, but it's possible, like, which is obviously a thing. Alphabetically, Belfast definitely, Coda definitely, Don't Look Up definitely, Dune definitely. I think King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Power of the Dog. Those feel really, really good. If West Side Story didn't have that recent not great streak, I would say, but I still feel pretty good about it. The one that I'm most concerned about missing would be Tick Tick Boom. I still feel pretty good about King Richard. I thought it would get more
I think you'll
than.
be rewarded for Tick Tick Boom. I don't know why.
I think it's getting in.
everyone's
I'm not taking it
it
out.
I agree. I don't know.
Oh no,
everyone's
I'm not taking it out. I think it's just the most
No,
vulnerable if you're going to take 2 out.
No, I agree. It's number 9, and it's not as guaranteed as other things. But like, there hasn't been a lineup of 10 where Tick Tick Boom didn't make it in. So for me, I'm not going against that. Being the Ricardos has missed lineups of 10. House of Gucci didn't make any of those. And
Exactly.
I like Tick Tick Boom.
Right.
I'm not taking Tick Tick Boom out. I'm not taking West Side out. But those are my 8, 9, 10s, I think. Then I don't know where my 10 is. I think they could do a Drive My Car. But there's nothing that says it should get in necessarily. To me, that's like saying, oh, this over Being the Ricardos because of this. There's not enough love for it that I can
The
see.
BAFTA turnout is convincing in the way that like Amore did.
Yeah, but
It
not.
doesn't have like a lead actor in there or whatever, but it's
Yeah, I don't see the same
That's
passion
fair.
that I see for Being the Ricardos or even House of Gucci. Listen, I'd love to see Tragedy Macbeth get in, but I don't know. How do we all feel about like these 8 and then give me your like 9, 10s / tell me I'm crazy and say, no, that's not getting in. And here's why.
Well, oh, sorry, Joe, if you want to go.
No, I mean, I don't have West Side Story, and stats are made to be broken. I get that. I'm a big person of like, let's break some stats. But the Academy has a history of not doing this with former Best Picture winners, so I don't see it happening.
Told him that a long time ago. Yeah,
you were right. I do have Drive My Car in there, and actually, my number 10 is actually this is where Carey Mulligan wins for Promising Young Woman. This is, I think, where she'll get it as just Best Picture. We're gonna put Best Picture Carey Mulligan. That's how it's gonna go.
You bitch.
Like to make up for her snub. Yeah.
No, yeah. I think I don't have Being the Ricardos in, and I think that's because of the fact that Aaron Sorkin before last year was never like an across the board contender sort of player. He did for Trial of Chicago 7 for sure. That movie has started to slowly lose a little bit of its momentum. I think that movie will get screenplay, actress, and that's probably it. And that's okay. You know what I mean?
I have Gucci ahead of Ricardo's.
Yeah, and I have here are my 10. I'm just gonna say them out loud.
Yeah,
I have Belfast Coda, Don't Look Up, Dune, Licorice Pizza, King Richard, Power of the Dog. I do have West Side Story. It's towards the bottom though. It's probably at my 8 because I am getting shaky about the idea of like where that movie is at and how it's lost out on some at some guilds.
I just think it's a safe choice for your 10.
It's a safe choice for the 8. Like I'm fine with that. Like I was like, okay, for my 8, I'll go safe. My last 2, I'll go with what I think is the chaos we deserve. So I do for my number 9, I have House of Gucci. Like it just that movie makes sense.
It's a good pick.
You know what I mean? The way that has kind of carried. I have Leto in. I have Gaga in. I don't see a scenario where those 2 actors get nominated and that movie is not nominated for Best Picture. I can't fathom that idea. Like it would also make me extremely angry if that happened because then it's like the hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but then chaos.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know that's chaos, but then it's like the hell. And then my last one is Drive My Car. I think that I have it in director, I have it in international, I have it in screenplay, I have it here. And the reason why is because
that's a good pick.
Of the fact that this Academy, since the last time we did an expanded 10, has been so youthful and international. Like this is a very international group nowadays than it was when we were doing it with like, The Blind Side in District 9. You know what I mean? Not that that's a slap towards those movies. It's just that those were different movies that got in as opposed to what is getting in right now. And I think that over the last couple of years, we've had a foreign winner for best we've had a best international film win Best Picture. So it's not out of the realm of that. And I do think that another round was very close to it last year. If we had a 10, I think another round would have been close because I think Mads Mikkelsen was close for Best Actor last year.
Yep.
And I do think if we have an upset or a first timer that could show up too, I don't think you can count out Drive My Car and Best Actor either. Like that is a dark horse contender for best.
Oh, that would be so
actor.
cool.
That'd be awesome.
And so I think that movie, the only thing that movie needed to do was people watch it. If they just watched it and embraced it, they were going to love it. And that's what's happened, from New York all the way up till now. It's won big awards. It's shown up at BAFTA. It's shown up on all these different places. Yes, it didn't get PGA, but PGA is a more populist organization too. These are the places that nominate like Deadpool and Wonder Woman. Okay. So that's where all you fans out there, sorry, that's where your Spider-Man love is going to happen. It ain't going to happen here. And Tick, Tick, Boom, while it's a good movie, that movie it's not going to get in because I don't believe that Netflix, a streamer, is going to be the studio that finally gets 3 films nominated for Best Picture since like, what was it, the year of like Rocky and
Right.
and was it that year?
1976.
1976.
It was in 1976. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. So like, it's not going to be a streamer. If anyone,
Sure
it would be like MGM, which that would be like Licorice Pizza.
Respect.
No, MGM is like No Time to Die, Licorice Pizza, and Cyrano. Or isn't MGM part of
House of Gucci?
House of Gucci, you know what I mean? So that seems more like a likely of a 3, though I don't think No Time to Die is going to get in, or Cyrano.
I would object that if there were 10 nominees guaranteed, it's very possible that we could have seen 2 Popes or Ma Rainey. And with the guaranteed 10 this year, I feel like, Tick, Tick, Boom is, I mean.
How many Popes?
2 of them.
2 of them. Yeah, they just got a spare over in the other room.
Yeah.
God, what a bad movie.
I can't wait for
But
3
also,
Popes. That's most anticipated movie of the year this year.
Man, McCartan's really coming in strong with that 3rd Pope.
They're bringing in Dwayne Johnson to play the 3rd Pope. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh my God, hell yeah!
Also,
what a twist.
Yeah, Matthew, go ahead.
so I know that I get the skepticism about Netflix getting 3 movies in there, but I think given the nature of the presence of streamers this season with Netflix, Amazon, Apple TV, because streaming is becoming a safe haven, is slowly becoming a safe haven for the kind of prestige awards dramas that come out every fall season. They're probably going to dominate the Best Picture category even more than before. So I can see a world where we got 3 Netflix movies in here.
I think it's really good to have Netflix on your side, if anything. I mean, like, I don't know if Lost Daughter would be showing up so consistently in like lead actress and screenplay if it weren't for Netflix. And, they have Ruth Negga, like, I mean, her showing up at SAG, like the accessibility of being on Netflix too is really important when, a lot of people are watching movies at home anyway. So I think like, and that's the studio that has infinitely deep pockets too.
No, for sure.
And also, another thing about Netflix is that it takes the pain away from the slow theatrical rollout for those who don't live in major cities, don't have to wait weeks or months even for all these awesome movies that people keep hearing about on the festival circuit.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I remember when Call Me by Your Name. I had to wait a month. I had to wait a month since it came out in New York to even had to take a train down to the nearest art house theater where it was playing, and it didn't make its way to my local art house until January. So,
all right.
Sorry.
I want final thoughts on what's winning Best Picture. And if you have a reason why, you go right ahead. David, you're first on my screen.
I mean, the simple answer to the question, I think it's The Power of the Dog. I think that holds the strongest hand at the moment. I think it's been fascinating to hear people talk about Branagh and Spielberg possibly missing director. Like, if that was to happen, I think that puts, West Side Story and Belfast in a pretty weak position for Best Picture. And the dog has been the betting favorite for a while now, and it's getting stronger. I have to say, there's panic about West Side Story, like real panic, and that's bad going into nominations. And there's a long time before we get to the eventual result. So for me, it would be The Power of the Dog. Just briefly, in terms of, I'm pretty with you with those 8, Max. I actually have House of Gucci at 9 and The Tragedy of Macbeth. I have Tick Tick Boom, Drive My Car, Being the Ricardos, and Nightmare Alley missing for a variety of reasons that I won't go into. But yeah, for me, The Power of the Dog wins. But I think Dune's going to have a very, very strong night overall.
Definitely. Matthew?
Yeah, I have Power of the Dog winning as well. It's probably going to have a really good nomination morning and potentially reach double digits. Also, it's Golden Globe win gives it plenty of momentum. And I guess if anything, it's the preferential ballot could hurt it, because I could see people being turned off by its slow pace and whatnot. But I think we're. But maybe then again, maybe not. Then again, maybe not, because again, this the Globe win and its potential nomination tally. I think that's, as of right now, I think that's what puts it at the number 1 position as of now.
Yep. Cole?
I have Power of the Dog. That sort of the thing that Ryan McQuaid was describing earlier, when he saw the movie, he was like, I don't know if other people are gonna like be on board with this. I felt like that from the beginning, and I've been proven wrong a lot. But I still think maybe the movie could come up short in picture because of that sort of like, if I showed this to my parents, they'd be like, what? Like, that was kind of slow and weird.
You and me both.
It's sort of reflected on like, it has
not
under
me,
a 7
Ryan.
on
Don't make that
IMDb.
face. We've talked about this.
The RT audience score is kind of weak, but the other contenders aren't so strong that there's something prevailing. I think I will wait to see if PGA switches to Belfast, or if BAFTA goes with Belfast, or if the movie misses editing, maybe that'll be a bad omen. But right now, I do have Power of the Dog.
Yep. Ryan?
Sounds like a pretty consensus group here of really smart individuals that are predicting Power of the Dog, and I will join them. I think of it at this point because of the fact that there are avenues for that movie to walk away with 6 to 7 Oscars. There is an avenue for it to win picture, director, and screenplay, supporting actor, cinematography, and actor. Best actor is still on the table.
Yeah,
I agree.
If Benedict Cumberbatch goes and wins BAFTA, we've got a ball game.
Or even Critics' Choice.
Or in Critics' Choice. Exactly, Critics' Choice or SAG. Could
SAG
I think
would be done deal.
Yeah,
Will
SAG
Smith is
would be,
winning, though. I really think he's winning.
We've been saying that, and that movie he's not campaigning. Cumberbatch is everywhere. No, he's also in a little movie called Spider-Man No Way Home too. Like, people forget about that. He had an extraordinary year.
Who? What movie?
Spider-Man No Way Home?
Never heard of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no one cares. Because I think also too, it's still on the board. Like, it could win score too. That's not out of the realm.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Although
so,
Johnny Greenwood should be winning for Spencer, not for Power of the Dog, in my opinion.
Agreed. But they're both great scores.
Absolutely.
I think Spencer's works best solo, but I think Power of the Dog works best during the film. And so, but that's another debate for another time. I think that's why it's so strong right now. I think Cole, the Oscar expert, since he wanted to use my full name, but I don't know his last name. And Cole does not want to divulge that information out on a live thing. It's
out there.
It's out there. I'll find it, and it doesn't matter. Anyway, Mr. Expert over there said that PGA, that is a big deterrence, but it's not as big as you think, because 1917 won the PGA.
Also true.
And so there's not the sense of like La La Land won PGA as well, and those movies did not win Best Picture. So it's not the end all be all when it comes to that. I think, I have Coda winning SAG Ensemble right now.
I don't think PGA win means you win the Oscar, though.
A lot of people are seeming to suggest that if PGA wins for Belfast because it is a preferential ballot, just like the Oscars, that it is pretty much the film that they're going to pick to win Best Picture.
Big
That
Short won. I mean, I don't.
No, yeah, no, I don't.
It
disagree.
lines up a lot, but
it lines up a lot, but not all the time. You know
Yeah.
what I
If
mean?
it won like PGA, SAG Ensemble, and if Belfast,
If it
won
went on a
PGA,
run,
SAG
yeah.
Ensemble, and
If
Belfast.
it started to like all of a sudden just tally these wins, like Licorice Pizza's gaining this momentum, if it starts to like tally them, then it's time to maybe think about it. But
I think
I'm
Power
with
of the
you.
Dog will always have a shot, even if Belfast takes PGA or something. Power of the Dog will have the shot to upset because the Oscars have gone for like, Parasite and Moonlight, and those were like the more criticky movies.
Right.
But if Power of the Dog sweeps, I will have a harder time thinking Belfast is a shot.
Yeah, I agree, and I also don't think you can discount two films in particular. I actually think they're the two films that are really late breaking right now. Like I said, Licorice Pizza, I think, has done a fantastic job of slowly building up the momentum. The age gap stuff, all that stuff doesn't matter to Hollywood. That's a film Twitter thing that people have been wanting to talk about and stuff. If you want to see a real age gap problem, everyone go out there and watch Red Rocket. Then we'll have a conversation. Like this is a movie that people love. They love these performances. The guilds have been nominating it like crazy. And also, by the way, too, people have been waiting a long time to embrace Paul Thomas Anderson, the man. We talk about Bradley Cooper being nominated for like 8 or 9 Oscars and never winning. Paul Thomas Anderson's been nominated for, I think, 8 or 9 as well, and he has never won one. This could be the strongest year that can happen. And I do think that Coda is a film that has that sort of preferential ballot sneakiness to it. It's in a lot of ways for me, it's building the momentum a lot of people sort of felt like for Minari. And that's where like that could help Troy Kotzer, because a lot of people have Kotzer winning supporting actor.
Oh, I'd love that.
Like Yoon Jun Young did last year. So, and it overperformed on Oscar morning and started racking up nominations and then a win.
I'll tell you, if Coda wins, I would be so happy. Of these 10,
if it gets editing,
that would
is that what you're saying?
If it gets editing, then you can talk to me about it. But right now,
editing is not the be all end all to win Best Picture.
It's not.
You think Coda can't win with 3 nominations though? If it overperforms in a way, and editing is one of them.
We've seen crazier things. I mean, well, it'll have. I have
But
it
have
for 4.
we?
I have it for 4. I have it for.
I
4
mean,
nominations.
Moonlight was only nominated for 3.
Wait, Moonlight got 8 nominations.
I thought it was only nominated for 6.
Hold on.
Moonlight got score, editing, cinematography, 2 acting nominations, picture director, screenplay.
Yeah,
you're right. I'm looking at a different movie that I didn't say right.
I think the least. I mean, at least in recent years, the minimum you need to win is 5.
I just think that at certain times,
the lowest I'm seeing is 5.
Yeah, I think the thing
You're
is,
right. My bad.
I have it in song, Kotzer, screenplay, and picture. Now, if it can land editing or it can land something else, then maybe
song,
maybe sound, or was it on the
if
sound?
If it gets 5, we'll talk.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
That's fair. But I do think that it has that across the board feel to it. It has the ability of like someone's going to watch that movie. There's not a lot of people that are going to put that low on their ballots, and that's the thing.
My parents would vote for it.
Exactly.
I would vote for
there you go.
They loved it.
And even so, you don't just need your parents. Like people, that movie is super emotional. It's also very funny. Like it's a great little gem. And so
that's
WGA. Yeah. Yeah, probably. But yeah, probably.
Power of the Dog and not there.
Yeah, there you go.
Y'all, I gotta go to bed. This has been a delight. Thank you for joining me, y'all. Everyone in the comments and who have been watching, thank you very much for joining me. It's so good to be back. We'll do this again sometime soon. David, Matthew, Cole / Oscar expert / person on my screen, Brian McQuaid, and Joey. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was lovely. And yes, of course, anytime. We'll see y'all next time. Shalom, my
Thanks,
friends.
Max.